It is Election Day. The good news is the TV commercials will stop. All the commercials on regular TV, on cable TV, on streaming, even if you stream crap, you can't get away from the commercials. All right, so that's the good news here on Election Day. And again, I encourage everybody to exercise your right, your privilege, however you want to describe it. Vote. However you choose to vote, just vote. Oh, you know what I want to do?
What's that?
I think I want to do the marijuana phone call. What are you rolling your eyes at me for?
I mean, today is the day.
Dude,
we've done it a couple of times.
We have, but wouldn't you like to get... Because if you look at the amendments here in Florida, the marijuana amendment... Now, don't confuse potential seriousness, but the marijuana amendment is probably the amendment on the ballot that will affect the most people in the state, whether you support or don't support, whether you want to smell it, don't want to smell it. The third amendment, Amendment 3, is the one that probably has the greatest effect on people overall in the state. So I think it's important. Now,
we could have people do pitches, call and say, if you haven't voted yet, I'm a pothead, vote yes.
No, I'm not. I don't want pitches.
Yeah, we're not going to take stump speeches.
I'm not politicizing this. I just think it's really interesting to look at the fact that in June we took a poll, in August we took a poll, October 22nd we took a poll, and then maybe we should go to phones again later on during the show and just open phones up. And are you in support of legalized recreational marijuana in Florida or opposed to it? I think we will. And that'll be the fourth poll that we did. And it's interesting to look at the progression that when we did in June, it was equal yes and equal no.
Okay.
Then in August, it was yes for legalized pot, had the advantage by a significant margin, over double. And then in October, just a couple of weeks ago, it was tied again. Equal number of yes, equal number of no. So I'm thinking maybe we do the marijuana poll one more time here on Election Day. You've had a lot of folks already early vote, but I think it's a good snapshot. And maybe we'll do it at a different time as well, because I think we've sort of stayed near the relatively same time window. Anyway, I'm leaning toward doing one more marijuana recreational yes or no vote during today's show here on Election Day.
And then let's follow it up with a Super Bowl egg test, but for marijuana. And if the egg explodes, then it passes.
Roxanne, that's brilliant.
We'll put edible gummies in the microwave. We'll put edible gummies. And we'll see if they explode in the microwave.
Yeah.
We could have done the whole election that way.
Anyway, this is it, folks. I deliberately stay away from the politics on this show. I had enough of it over the years.
Yeah, you did.
With another show I did for 22 years, I had enough of it, and that's why I walked away from that. I was just fed up. I was just tired of it. But this is it. Today's the day. Hey, what did you drop just before we turned on the microphones? I heard this. Did you break something of yours, or did you break something of the company's?
I think it's of the company's.
What was it?
A stapler.
No, but I saw your bag went over.
So I have this.
Is that a computer bag?
Yeah.
Did you drop your laptop on the floor?
I don't carry a computer.
Oh, what am I thinking?
Yeah, I don't care.
What am I thinking?
Listen, if I wanted to know anything, I have my cell phone. It has all the information.
Why do you carry a computer? That is a laptop bag. What do you have, like snacks in there? Is that?
I do have snacks in there. I do have. I have candy in there from Monday from Friday when everybody brought their Halloween stuff in.
So you have a padded computer portfolio bag. And is the padding just to keep your snacks safe?
You know, I keep my headphones in there, and I used to keep my headphones in the office.
But it's a thin bag. How do your headphones fit in there?
It's my headphones fold up.
Oh, okay. That's right. They fold to the side. See, my old Cost Pro 4 AA's, which are still the best headphones around. These clunkers from 1970 something.
So
they don't fold.
I keep some stuff in there, and there never seems to be a good place for me to put it. on this side of our console. I mean, you have a little table behind you or a little area behind you. We don't over here. So I said, you know what? I'm going to hang it from the edge with the strap, like ladies do at the bars with their purse, right? Mm-hmm. So the strap, the weight of the bag pulled the strap, and it cleared off the stapler, and you heard the stapler
because it sounded very
violent.
It was a violent crash.
It was scary.
It was. Don't do it. Don't do it again.
No, here's the stapler. This is the stapler,
right?
And it's pretty dramatic. I mean, when you're not expecting a crashing sound, I mean, that didn't do it justice. I'll tell you that right now. But that, yes.
Exploding stapler.
I just made an observation about this room.
Yeah, what is that? That it sucks that this room is worse than a Denny's dumpster? What observation did you make about this? How about the fact that we're now over 4 years where they've promised me a new studio, and all the new equipment came in months and months and months ago, and we're still in this rat trap, this crap fest? Is that the observation?
No, the observation is we're very heavy on what is my left side of the room and MJ's right side of the room. And if we were on a flight, for instance.
Hold on, what does that mean, heavy?
Look, all the bodies are on this side of the room. Like if you cut this room in half, we're all squinched over here. You ever notice that? Like if you drew a line halfway through this room, in the middle of the room,
I don't.
We're all on this. Look, Fester's right here. I'm right here. You're right here. And if we had a flight attendant, they would say, Fester, you're going to have to go sit on that side of the plane.
The other side of the. Yeah, I don't think weight and balance is an issue in our building.
It's not like we're not
like we're in a. Not like we're in a Cessna 172, okay?
Yeah. Well, we had Froggy on the show. It kind of evened out because Froggy sat to my right.
That is the most preposterous thing I've ever used. So you're concerned about what do you think? Guam's going to tip over?
No, you know what I just said, guys? You guys are obtuse. You know what I just said? I said I'm squished over here. Fester's taking up a lot of my space. Give a girl a little room that way.
Hey, move, kid. I think I got poisoned on the way into the station this morning.
What happened?
All right, hold on to that thought, folks. We're just getting started. It is 6:07 on Election Day, Tuesday, November 5th. Now, this will also go down as the day I think I got poisoned, and I'm waiting to see if there's any kind of brain effects, any processing issues, any breathing complications. I think I was poisoned. Oh, in fact, you know what? I know I was poisoned. On the way into the studio this morning, I was clearly poisoned. So what is this? I've got video and audio proof as well. So I will play video and audio proof. And if you happen to be on my Instagram, you can get a head start on it right now. And if you're not on my Instagram, you ought to go to my Instagram and follow my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. So if you want to get a jump on what I'm talking about, even before I mention it after the break, go check out my Instagram right now, Certified MJ Radio, Certified MJ Radio. My poisoning next. Back in moments, MJ Morning Show, 104.7 FM, Q105. It's also incredible the number of people that hit me up yesterday. Hey, what's the deal on those mashed potatoes for Thanksgiving? It's like I have like 3 dozen emails and
You mean,
and,
what's the recipe?
yeah, exactly. My DMs, blew up on my Instagram. It's the famous Joel or Joël. I don't know. It's a French dude. He's deceased. Famous French chef by the name of Joel Robuchon. And he's famous for this mashed potato recipe that uses a ridiculous amount of butter. And it is delicious. It is unfreaking believable. So if you want to know about which mashed potatoes you ought to make, hey, you know what? Screw stovetop stuffing. I'll take these potatoes any day of the week. Yeah. So remember that old commercial, hey, stovetop stuffing instead of potatoes? I mean, what? Stovetop stuffing? What? Stale breadcrumbs and crust with some seasoning stuck in there is more satisfying than a delicious, creamy batch of mashed potatoes? In what freaking life are you living?
I mean, why can't you have them both?
Anyway, so yeah, if you want the Joel Robuchon mashed potato recipe, just Google it. Just Google Joel Robuchon famous mashed potato recipe, and it's out there. It's a bunch of websites have it, and I'm telling you right now, it kicks some mashed potato butt. But you got to get a ricer. You have to have a ricer where you put the potatoes in, and Michelle has a stainless steel one. You need a ricer to really make the potatoes smooth.
Is it a ricer or is it a food mill?
It's called a rice. It's both. I think you can call it both, a ricer or a food mill.
Okay.
Anyway, so where was I? Oh, I was poisoned this morning, and I think I'm starting to feel the ill effects. I'm starting to get very woozy and delusional, and some things I say might not make sense. So I'll explain my poisoning in just a second. Bucs lost last night, which, listen, Bucs, came on fairly strong, but there was no way that the Chiefs were going to let the Bucs beat them.
Okay, hold on. It went to overtime. It's not like it was like a blowout. There's no way they were going to let them embarrass them on their home field.
I get it, and maybe it was, the Chiefs saying, hey, we're undefeated. We're what? We're 7-0 going into it. Now the chefs are 8-0, but maybe they were a little complacent that, oh, here come the Bucs. They started out okay. Now they're what were they? They were 4-4 yesterday.
4-4 yesterday.
Now they're 4-5 with the loss. And there's a controversy over whether they should have gone for 2. So we'll get into that later on. But yes, by now you know that the Kansas City Chiefs, they beat our Buccaneers 30-24.
I'll tell you what, there was no way of. There was no way I was getting tricked into staying up for overtime. So I just went ahead and went to bed after 2 quarters and hoped for the best.
You went to bed at like 9:45 or 10 o'clock?
Well, I mean, that's when I shut the game off. Yeah.
Well, remember, 10 o'clock last night, your body still feels like it's 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
You just lost the hour, got the hour,
right.
a couple days ago.
I don't want to ruin my refreshed feeling of having the hour because, tonight it's going to get ruined.
And I was thinking,
well, then maybe you should have a York peppermint patty if you don't want to lose that refreshed feeling. Almost like you're standing on the top of Mount Everest with a cold, wintry breeze going through your hair in your armpits, because you don't shave, do you?
Never.
I didn't think so.
Neither did Joel Robuchon.
In fact, sometimes you got some armpit hair in the mashed potatoes.
So, all right, but yesterday at this time,
what's
MJ,
this?
listen,
What's this in the mashed potato?
very authentic.
Yeah.
Yesterday at this time, we were saying how the Buccaneers stood absolutely no chance, how it was going to be an ass whooping, and it wasn't any of that.
It should have been, especially with so many important players out. It should have been a bigger ass whooping. Absolutely. Yeah. Hey, go to my Instagram so I can talk about my poisoning.
Okay.
Yeah, I was poisoned.
Were you shot with a dart? Was it an oral poisoning?
Yeah, was it Belle Biv DeVoe?
I heard a like that little dart noise. That, no, I was not hit with a poisoned dart.
Hey, I passed this guy too.
Yeah. And look, I'm so poisoned. Look at my graphic on the screen. It's all crazy looking. It's all like lowercase, uppercase, lowercase, uppercase. Yeah, I got gassed by the mosquito truck.
Oh my gosh, you did get poisoned.
I'm telling you.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm getting out of my car, and right behind me comes the mosquito truck in the parking lot this morning at like 5:30. Hold on, reset it and play the audio, and you can hear that I'm clearly disturbed here. I'm all mental. I'm getting poisoned. My God, it's the mosquito truck. Oh my God, I'm getting poisoned. Poison! Poison! Oh my God, I'm getting poisoned. My God, it's the mosquito truck. Oh my God, I'm getting poisoned. Poison! Poison! So, yeah, I got a big old dose of that stuff.
Well, hey, the good news is mosquitoes aren't going to bite you anymore because you've got all that in
Yeah.
your blood cells and
That's
your
great.
lungs and everything.
Hey,
now.
Festa, can you Google what is the actual chemical that the mosquito truck is spraying? And this is St. Petersburg because I live in Hillsborough along with you guys.
Yeah.
We're all Hillsborough County residents, every one of us. You, Roxanne, Fester, myself, Andrew, we're all Hillsborough County residents, but we all work in St. Petersburg here in Pinellas County every morning. So I don't know if the Pinellas mosquito truck spray is different than Hillsborough.
I don't know either, but Hillsborough did it on Saturday night. They flew planes over certain swaths.
You're not going to give me some chemtrail story now, are you?
No, I'm
Okay.
saying it's interesting that St. Pete's doing it or Pinellas is doing it with these trucks this morning because in Hillsborough they were busy over the weekend, Saturday night, with planes.
How do you know?
I read a story about it.
Okay, because I've never, in South Tampa, when I see the mosquito truck come around, and it's usually more in the summertime, but they do trucks. I've seen them on my street. I've never seen the Agent Orange drop from
Because they're happening when you're sweeping, when you're night.
when I'm sweeping. When I'm sweeping, what, the garage?
Sleeping when you're asleep.
What happened like 25 years ago where they sprayed the area with planes?
Yeah, we had.
You remember that? What was that?
Because we sent like Jason the Buffoon Boy out to open his mouth and catch the
it all,
droplets.
Ah.
Yeah, that was like for
What
it was like a fruit fly deal, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah.
They were spraying something. This was like 1995 or so, and we had some kind of fruit fly issue, and they were spraying the area, and I think back then it was like kind of a sticky goop.
Like Atari.
Yeah, and people were concerned. Did you find what did I breathe in this morning from courtesy of the city of St. Petersburg?
You might have breathed
What?
in.
I get out of the car and I was ambushed. There's suddenly driving into our parking lot. I mean, I'm getting out of the vehicle. I'm driving a Veterans Ford, brand new 2025 redesigned Ford Explorer, which is amazing. Veterans Ford are a client. I'm a compensated endorser, and they've lent me a series of Ford vehicles while I'm waiting for my new vehicle to be built because our SUV was flooded out by Helene. So what am I breathing? Trucks fitted. Is this from? This is from the CDC. Does Pinellas County or City of St. Petersburg, do they have anything on their website?
I don't know. I didn't get that far yet.
Trucks fitted with a special spray can be used to treat areas with larvicides or adulticides to kill mosquito larvae or adult mosquitoes. The process is called truck spraying. Oh, thank you. It's, you know what? I was trying to figure out when they drive a truck around and the spray nozzle is spraying some mist into the air. I was wondering what that was called. Thank you, CDC. It's called truck spraying. Thank you. My God, I would have never figured that out. You learn something new every day.
Every day.
It just
incredible.
goes to show you. It's always something. Wow. Anyway, I'm feeling woozy, and I'm losing sight in one of my eyes right now.
It's not a good
So
sign.
what's the
No,
chemical?
I'm kidding. That doesn't say what the chemical is.
It's I think it's malathion.
Malathion?
That's what
malathion.
That's what they
malathion.
sprayed.
Malathion.
Malathion is what they sprayed from the planes.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
name sounds familiar.
Malathion? Well, I thought I recalled malathion being a big deal like in the 70s and 80s, and it caused birth defects if you drink too much of it.
Well, it's been sprayed all over our
Yeah,
neighborhood.
is it malathion, which is a
Malathion.
chemical that I have heard of, but no, I had no idea that I was getting out of the vehicle, and right behind me, here comes the mosquito sprayer.
In 1997, planes sprayed malathion.
Mediterranean fruit fly. It was. Yeah. So it was 97. Planes sprayed malathion in Hillsborough County to eradicate a Mediterranean fruit fly infestation. The spraying began at night using 3 DC-3 aircraft. Oh, my God. Was the Big Bopper and Richie Valens on board? The DC-3s.
But remember, those planes
My God.
flew low.
Yeah.
They were low-flying planes.
Daytime spraying was halted due to public concerns. Yeah, the infestation spread over 400 miles in Hillsborough County, 400 square miles, I should say, in Hillsborough County. Residents were concerned about the pesticide safety, and some blamed it for nausea, fish kills, and even human fatalities.
Oh, geez.
Hillsborough County was removed from quarantine in April of 1998. Oh, the great Mediterranean fruit fly infestation. And you know what it was?
What?
Some jackass brought an infected tangelo back from Greece.
Really?
No.
That sounds like what would have happened.
No.
Hey, I have some news from 2024.
Yeah.
Here's the information.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
on
No.
Saturday night, they sprayed DeBrom. I don't know how you say that.
DeBrom James?
Yeah. So I got a guy, Richard, who works for Hillsborough County
Right.
Mosquito Control.
Right.
Says it's pyrethyrin, Pyrethrin.
Gotcha.
Where's he getting his information? Because I got the DeBrom from the story on
whatever.
uh,
I don't know.
hoodline.com. You ever visit hoodline.com?
Hoodline.com?
That's my new
Yeah.
favorite website.
It's
What is that,
actually
your-
Tampa Health and Lifestyle.
Oh, I thought
like the hood.
so it's the news out of the hood. It's Hoodline. Yeah.
And this is a story about Hillsborough County launching nighttime aerial mosquito control, and they use DeBrime.
6:32 at the MJ Morning Show. Just getting rolling. I've got a great pile of early morons in the news next. So whatever you do, don't move. Steve and Elizabeth Holland. They've been running the Holland Group Retirement Wealth Advisors right here in the Tampa Bay area since 1993. Over 30 years. They are a fiduciary firm. If you have any concern about not producing the best income through your investments, if you... 6:40 at the MJ Morning Show. Oh, it's one of Roxanne's favorite rejoiners. One of her favorite pieces of bumper music going into early morons of the news.
It is Sunscreen.
It is Sunscreen.
Woohoo.
Yeah, a little one-hit wonder from like 1992.
Good
All
one.
right, MJ Fester and Roxanne and Andrew and early morons in the news. Tell you what, that dude that left the explosive devices in the bathroom at the Hard Rock, that's getting some national attention. Of course, we dealt with this, last week. We dealt with it when it first, when we had the arrest was last week. I guess we dealt with this on Friday because there was a presser and the arrest was made. It was last week, right? But then we dealt with it when the story first broke, where the Hard Rock was like evacuated, 2 times in like 12 hours?
Yeah, I think that was back in September.
Yeah.
With the evacuations.
Yeah, and now I noticed that some national media is picking up on the story. And I saw the New York Post, for instance, yesterday. They in the national news section, they had the guy's mugshot, and they love Florida stories. New York Post, they love the Florida stories. So how did they deal with this? Just a little recap here. And he's a roofer. I didn't know this. Guy's a roofer. Well, he might not be roofing for quite some time because I believe he faces up to 15 years in prison for these incendiary devices. And, well, here, Florida man charged with leaving radio-controlled bombs. See, that's new information that came out, with the charging document last week, is that they were radio-controlled. I just thought they were like
on a timer?
Yeah,
Or?
well, I thought they were just fireworks or M80s or whatever that were, meant to look more serious than they actually were. But the latest here, at least as some of the other media outlets outside of Florida and outside of the Tampa Bay area presenting this, Florida man's been charged with leaving radio-controlled bombs in the bathroom of a local casino days after he was released on bail for allegedly firing shots in a fight about politics. Brian Robert Eckley, 46, was arrested Wednesday last week after allegedly leaving 2 radio-controlled improvised explosive devices inside 2 male restrooms at the Seminole Hard Rock Casino in Florida, right here. FDLE Commissioner Mark Glass gave these details out at the presser. We know some of the details, obviously, that the casino workers found the explosives in the bathroom. It happened back on September 30th.
Right.
And there were like 2 evacuations within 12 hours of the Hard Rock.
God, he's all fired up about politics back on September 30th. I'm sure he's even worse now.
Some of the newer details that we had found out were that one of the devices was found near a gas line and placed in a way that had it detonated, it posed a risk of serious bodily injury to anyone in the vicinity.
Oh, my God.
So that's something new that I didn't see, as you look at some of the details from the charging document. And I didn't get a chance to see the whole press conference. But what the hell's the deal? And then somebody sent me a picture of him, this accused...
Eckley?
Eckley, Brian Robert Eckley. Somebody sent a picture of him to me, and he was like wearing a Yellowstone hat, from the TV show. The
Kevin
TV
Costner show.
Exactly.
So the camera footage from the casino, you could make out the black cap with the yellow logo on it.
Yeah, I didn't. So people that know.
Yeah.
Because we have not seen Yellowstone yet. Don't yell at me. It's on our list. Trust me, I've got tons of friends that are saying, MJ or Todd, or you got to watch Yellowstone. It's on the list. There's just so much stuff. If I totally quit this gig now and I had nothing to do but like be a shut-in and watch streaming TV, we have enough stuff, Michelle and I, to keep us busy for probably 10 years.
Oh, I bet.
I mean, that's how long my list is. And yes, Yellowstone is on the list. Yes. All right. So what else was there?
So what else does it say about how these devices were discovered?
Well, cleaning crews.
Yeah, employees were in the bathroom, I would imagine. It was cleaning crews in the bathroom. Employees found the devices.
I'll tell you, some of the cleanest bathrooms in the Tampa Bay area are at that casino. They always have attendants in there.
You know what they ought to do? They ought to have poker tournaments in their bathrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
really
they
are
should do.
clean.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Toilet poker.
And put a buffet in there, too, while you're at it.
Yeah.
All right. This is both some really good ideas.
I think it's fantastic. Nutty story. Like, what was the deal here? I mean, clearly he was pissed off at the casino for something. So days earlier, before he left the devices at the Hard Rock, days earlier, he was arrested for fighting with a man over politics, according to another warrant. We don't know what the political subject was that they were fighting about, but at one point, this Eckley guy left the unidentified victim's home, returning with 2 handguns and a rifle. As they continued arguing, he then pointed the rifle at the other man before firing a shot into the air. This guy's not... Did this guy fall off a roof on his head? I mean...
He's ready to go away. When you're putting bombs in places, you're ready to spend the rest of your life in jail.
Yeah.
God. He was charged with aggravated assault with a firearm, discharging a firearm on public or private property. He was released on September 27th. And then 3 days later, on September 30th, he's planting these little incendiary explosive devices in bathrooms at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. So on the gun deal, on September 27th, he posted a $5,500 bond. Forensic analysts were able to tie evidence from the case with the guns to the explosive devices. What, did he leave some DNA behind, or maybe fingerprints?
Or yeah.
So if you
Footage.
recall, when we talked about this on Friday, one of our listeners sent us a message that he was a roofing contractor.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
We talked about that on Friday.
Right.
And according to the same guy who knows him through roofing jobs, he says that he felt the casino caused his gambling addiction,
Right.
to which he lost everything.
That's right. We mentioned that last week.
Right.
You're correct. He owns a Tampa roofing company called Protex Roofing. He attended the University of Florida for business and finance.
All right.
I mean, he doesn't. It seems to be, he went to UF. I don't know if he graduated, but he got into UF.
On the
It
surface, it seems like he has a couple of things going for him.
By the way, his pre-trial detention hearing is scheduled for today. I wonder if he got a chance to early vote before.
Yeah, but that's how this whole thing seemed to have gotten started on September 27th.
Well,
Okay, so I have a question.
yeah.
Fester, this photo, and MJ, you can see the photo. The photo on the left,
Yes.
that's him.
That I think it's not a mugshot. That I believe is his driver's license
Gotcha.
photo that was released by the Department of Motor Vehicles.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Because he looks quite different in his mugshot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe that the picture you're looking at, one of the pictures being used by the media is his driver license photo.
And that's the one they used at the press conference last week. But here's the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch hat.
See, I wouldn't even know that.
You can buy it at Walmart for $11.98.
You can go to walmart.com.
Yeah,
I
buddy.
think that's an online order only. The Yellowstone Dutton Ranch hat.
Have you not been to Walmart in a while? They have a whole Yellowstone aisle.
Really?
Oh, yeah, buddy.
I've been to Walmart. Absolutely. I just didn't know they had a...
Walk up to the next Walmart associate and say, "Where's all your Yellowstone stuff?" And they'll say, "Right here, sir."
Pregnant woman tried to sell baby on Facebook to the highest bidder.
Yeah, you can find the damnedest things on Marketplace. It really...
Did eBay restrict people from selling babies on there?
Mm.
Yeah, they did. So you can't sell babies on eBay anymore?
Can't bid for them. No.
eBay used to be like the biggest venue to sell babies.
Anymore is the key words in that sentence. I think they changed that rule like in 2011.
Man, a pregnant 21-year-old Texas woman tried to sell her unborn baby to the highest bidder.
You got to see the tattoos on this woman's face.
And then I did. I have a mugshot of her. And then she shook down would-be desperate adoptive parents for cash in the maternity ward. Juniper Bryson posted back in September on a group for adoptive parents, looking for adoptive parents just days before she was set to give birth. One of her alleged marks was Wendy Williams.
Oh, wow. The Wendy Williams? The Wendy Williams that has a little...
Yes, the famous one
yeah.
from the talk show host in the radio career.
I think it's a different Wendy Williams. It's not the Wendy Williams that you're thinking about. So one of the marks, one of the potential victims was Wendy Williams, who... Ooh.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking about. I was waiting for that.
It's a matter of time. She's not lonely. I apologize.
We gotta put that to music. That's a beat track right there. All right, so
A BFF, a burp
Yeah.
fart forever. That's going to forever be tied to her. I hate
at the
that.
maternity ward, this Wendy Williams learned the adoption was a scam. And yeah, she's got like some kind of name scribbled under her left eye and a tattoo. Then she's got, is that like a heart underneath her right eye?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then she's
Yeah.
got some kind of scrawl on her jawline on the right side of her face.
It's a good spot for a
Yeah.
tattoo. I don't think about jawline tattoos.
Yeah. She doesn't look very clean, this woman. I'm sorry. Yeah. So 21 years old. You can tell she looks older than 21. She looks like she's in her like late 20s, early 30s. She's clearly been, doing some stuff that ages you.
She's had a rough 21 years.
Yeah, I would say so. But so she had a racket going on. So Bryson had spent the last days of her pregnancy shopping the unborn around online, demanding cash payments from would-be parents, and was waiting for the highest bidder in exchange for her son while lying in the recovery room. Her effort to sell the child began as early as September 21st, just 3 days before the baby was born, when Bryson asked a distant relative for help finding a home for her son. The relative then wrote a Facebook post that said she needs someone there during labor and take the baby boy home. She doesn't want him going to foster care. Is that, could you just hand somebody your baby and just say, hey, Have a nice day.
I think there are just
There you go.
there's a few more pieces of paperwork than just handing over a kid.
Yeah.
I have to imagine it's closer to like buying a car where everybody has to like sign the title.
I would think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got to do a little more paperwork unless you're going to go the firehouse route and just
She
leave them at the firehouse.
Didn't mention wanting payment, but as potential adopters reached out, Bryson demanded compensation, and she grew hostile or cut off the conversations at the first signs of hesitation that people didn't want to fork over money. On the same, one same-sex couple had driven halfway to Houston from Louisiana when they got a message from Bryson asking for a $150 money transfer. Yeah, I need you to Venmo me the money right now for the baby. Anyway, she's been arrested.
I
And
mean, the other side of this that we're not thinking about is that those poor couples, people trying to have babies, trying to adopt, they're desperate and pretty much of a letdown.
you probably want to try to do things legally.
You probably do.
Yeah, instead of, because listen, the couple that's trying to adopt, they could potentially get in trouble as well, I would imagine.
Mhm.
All right, 6:54 at the MJ Morning Show. That's why we call it Morons in the News. Here on the MJ Morning Show, 104.7 FM is Q105. Thanks for spreading the word that the MJ Morning Show is back every single morning right here on 104.7 FM. 7 o'clock hour on this election day starts next. Oh, and this system in the Caribbean heading into the Gulf, Raphael, we don't expect it to have much of an effect on the Tampa Bay area, remaining far west. We'll get into those details. But, we're going to have some wind and some rain, but well offshore, as we're reminded that, hey, it's still hurricane season until November 30th on this election day. We're reminded. All right, 6:54. Let me tell you about Plan B air conditioning. Plan B AC is your go-to air conditioning. Again, our condolences to the daughter of Quincy Jones from The Office, because Quincy Jones passed away. Was it, Sunday night, was it? We talked about it yesterday, but the famous producer, Quincy Jones, passed away, and his daughter was on The Office. She came later on, though, right? Fessa, where you go?
Yeah, she came later on.
You're walking away.
Was she on Parks and Rec, too?
She was on Parks and Rec. She was amazing on Parks and Rec.
Rashida Jones?
Yeah.
I got to tell Andrew something.
Yeah. What do you got to tell Andrew?
The audio we're looking for I found on YouTube, Andrew.
All right. Well, no. This is just. Let's just get the.
There's a bunch of clips of it.
Yeah, get the clean stuff. Yeah, there's Chloe. My daughter Chloe rewatched the Tom Brady roast. I don't think she or she didn't watch the whole thing, and for whatever reason, Chloe in the last couple of days rewatched the Tom Brady Netflix roast, and she picked up on a piece of audio during the roast, and she's like, "Dad, you got to play this." And I don't know if they really realized it was in there. Maybe they need to. Take a look. And what if they edit it out? You better grab the audio quickly. So I've got Andrew trying to log into his Netflix so we can pull this audio during the Tom Brady roast. And it has to do with Sean Diddy Combs. So we're trying to pull the audio now. Now, Andrew, what was your issue logging in? Andrew is like, going farts, double farts. He's like having a tantrum in the room. Are you able to log in now, or are you having a problem? Andrew, hello. I guess he's not. I guess he's not listening. Andrew,
he's up to his eyeballs and stuff.
Hey, turn your microphone. Are you
what,
dude? You look very distressed. Are you okay?
I can't do 4 different things at the same time for you.
He can only do
Oh
3.
my! You're shooting
Three
me,
at the top.
Right, you're,
That's the top.
you're shooting me the dude. I mean, calm.
Let him do his thing.
Do you need a tranquilizer?
Yes.
No, I want to be able to try to work on one thing at a time.
I can find someone to drop by, and they sell bars of Xannies. It might be a little illegal, but
I just get some for Roxanne.
I was just gonna say I have medication in my car
Yeah,
if you need
we
anything.
have friends.
hold on. These are prescription though, right?
Prescription in my car if you need anything.
What do you have?
Just kidding.
And
just
I don't
kidding.
know if I tell people that you've got prescription drugs in your
I'm
car.
kidding. It's a joke.
Are you
We
sure?
do around here.
Ha ha
Ha, ha,
ha.
ha.
All right. All right. So, Andrew, are you in on the Netflix deal?
No.
Oh, hold on. My dude, calm
He's
down.
trying to find it.
He's
How
gonna.
many times do I have? How many different ways can I say no? No, I'm not in there. I'm not in. Stop asking. I'm still at,
Well, I like all that
except
intonation.
one way I'm saying it.
My God.
All of the clips you're looking for are
Dude,
online.
Take a deep breath. Everything's going to be okay.
I'm not the one who keeps going back to the same question over and over again, hoping for a different answer.
But I heard you say that the password that you log in with is not,
It's not working, right.
Well,
Password is not working.
is this your password or is this some bootleg Netflix password?
It's the one we use at home.
What a great password.
Right?
Not working.
That's what I'm saying.
That
That's
we get
that's
through a
it.
Not working.
particular
But
cell service.
who's paying for the? Oh, you're getting Netflix free from a cell service.
A lot of times
Okay,
you
all right,
get a
so-
phone, you get free Netflix,
right.
you get free
So you
Paramount Plus.
have a legitimate account. You guys
Yes.
aren't stealing stuff.
Yes, which
All right.
I'm not working on right now because I'm talking to you.
I am
All right.
stealing.
See?
stuff.
Well, let me know when you get in because I have the timing of the audio bite from the Tom Brady roast that Chloe wants us to play. Oh, incidentally, we do have to call Chloe in a bit. A friend of Chloe was in a car accident in an Uber. So the Uber smashed into another car while Chloe's friend was in the back.
Oh no.
Yeah.
What a
and,
mess.
Well, it's really interesting to hear what has transpired from Uber since the accident. And Chloe's got more of the details, but I want you to hear that coming up in just a bit. All right, it is Election Day. We don't do a lot of politics on this show, but I think I'm going to whip out the recreational marijuana question again here on Election Day. And so many have already early voted. But Amendment 3 is a big deal as far as the number of Floridians affected. When you look at all the amendments, Amendment 3, the legalization of recreational marijuana in the state of Florida, that probably affects the most people. I'm not saying it's the most important amendment, but I'm saying that it probably affects the most people on all levels in the state, even if it's just if you don't want to smell marijuana potentially all over the place, or maybe you do want to smell it. You look at just the vast levels of effects that it would have on people in the state, those that are for it or against it. So I think we're going to later on, maybe in an hour or so, we'll do another phone poll and compare it to the poll we did in June, August, October, and then we'll do one here on Election Day to find out where the support stands just with random phone callers, yes or no on recreational pot, Amendment 3 here in Florida. So that's coming up.
And I just want people to be having a good, feeling good today. When I left for work, Doug was like, Roxanne, can we do something fun when you're done with work today? I just feel like it's going to be a long day. So I think that might be how a lot of people are
So
feeling.
he's talking about like afternoon delight, right?
I don't know
I mean,
what he has.
He's like,
I was-
listen, can you stretch out before you come inside the house this afternoon? honey? Because
Afternoon delight.
We're going to get it on.
Yeah.
It's going to be erection day at Doug's house.
What?
It's going to be erection day at Doug's house.
Dude, what are you saying?
Well, I said, well, Doug wants
Election
to have,
day.
Doug wants to
All
have sex with his
right.
wife when he gets
So,
home. Wants to have something
I-
fun.
I don't know that that's what he meant.
Do I have to explain the whole
know.
joke? Afternoon delight, and he's getting it on in the
We
afternoon.
know.
And erection day rhymes with election. That was the joke.
Thank you, Fester. I didn't get that. I'm just questioning your judgment is all I'm questioning.
All I do is tell jokes. All I'm here for is the jokes.
I don't know what he has in mind for fun, but he wants to have fun today.
Let
And
me
I bet a lot of people feel the same way.
Let me send him a text. Hey, Doug, it's Fest. Listen, get it on with your old lady today. Happy erection day.
All right, we stop it. Thought you were going to make a cultural joke as well.
He would never do that.
I think that's what he's insinuating. It's a kind of a cultural joke is what he's doing.
I don't get a
All
cultural
right,
joke.
whatever. All right, so speaking of relations,
I want to know your joke.
is this true?
Yeah.
most teens don't want to watch romance or sex on TV.
I saw this. So, yeah.
Yeah. I saw a story on this. I'm
Jeez.
like,
That's all I wanted to watch.
Yeah.
Just being honest.
The teenagers of today are not huge fans, apparently, of love stories and romance and sex on TV. This is according to a new study. This is a yearly study, which is done by the University of California, Los Angeles' Center for Scholars and Storytellers. So that's UCLA. And they found that over half of teenagers who were surveyed that they would rather watch stories about friendship rather than stories involving romance and sex.
Huh.
No-mance. So instead of romance, they're calling it no-mance. Get it?
So
Festa, you get that one? You get it?
If it was funny, I would have laughed at it.
I can see, I remember the awkwardness of like watching a movie where there was like smooching and stuff in front of your parents. That would be weird. But like, so like with your friends, like let's
But like,
go watch it. Like,
steamy lovemaking
fun.
scenes have really been eliminated from movies.
It's the Teens and Screen Survey done by UCLA, and they conducted this survey just back in August. There were 1,644 10 to 24-year-olds. People that were 10 to 13, though, they were not asked about sexually explicit content. So 10 to 4, oh, but if you're 14, that's good. Oh, sex it up good.
yeah.
10 to
Jeez.
13, no sex content. 14 plus, oh, sexed up good. Girl, I want to sex you up.
I guess
Was
when
that song?
I want to
Sex you up, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Somebody just texted me the cultural joke you were making earlier. That is inappropriate, sir.
Okay.
That is inappropriate.
All right.
Okay. Wow. If I'm not thinking of it,
Color Me Bad is the
Yes.
song you're thinking of.
color me bad.
Yeah.
Doom, 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 doom. Is that what? Oh, that was All for Love. I had a little, that song, doom, 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 doom. That sounds like Mr. Sandman, but it's not. That was All for Love, all around the same time period. 63.5% of the total teenagers said they strongly agree in wanting to see more content that focuses on platonic relationships in the TV shows and the movies that they're watching.
Okay.
The number last year, so 2023, the number was 51.5%. So what caused it to jump up to 63.5%? That's up, the 12 points in a year where teenagers don't want the sex and romance in what they're watching. They want more friendship. What is that about?
I think
Like buddy movies?
the divisiveness of our culture has finally reached this generation, and they just want people to be friends.
Can you say that a little more smarmy?
The divisiveness of our culture has finally reached this generation, and they only just want to be friends.
Yeah, when's the last like steamy love scene that you really enjoyed?
I mean, I remember the last movie I went to, Super Mario Brothers, and Mario and Peaches did not have a really passionate sex scene. And after beating Bowser and saving the world,
You thought
I
something
mean,
should have happened.
Mario really, should have, seal the deal on that.
I know that you're all into Mario. And how many times have you watched the weird dude dressed up as Mario checking into the hotel in Pennsylvania 2 weekends ago?
You know what? It's not as strange as you make it sound because it was the weekend before Halloween, but it's still hysterical.
Yeah, listen. Folks, if you haven't seen this, if you don't follow my Instagram, well, you should. If you haven't seen this, go to my Instagram. Go to Certified MJ Radio. And Michelle and I, we had a little business up in Pennsylvania outside of Philly. And we're checking into, or I'm sorry, we had already checked in. We were going to dinner. And there's this adult dude, like 40 years old, at the front desk of this Hilton, dressed as Mario from Mario Brothers. He's got the red and blue outfit going on. He's got the derby cap going on. And I say, hey, Mario. And I'm rolling video.
He's like, get the hell out of my face.
And he's ignoring me. It's like, dude, you're an adult guy dressed like Mario. at the front desk of a Hilton hotel, and what, you're pretending that you're not dressed as Mario as I call out your name, Mario?
You know, he thought that costume was a good idea until some guy's yelling at him, "Hey, Mario!" at the hotel.
Finally, he looks at me with a death stare. It's like, dude, you realize that you're dressed like Mario from Mario Brothers and Mario Kart. You realize, right? You realize that? Anyway, if you haven't seen it, the video, it's on one of my reels. Go to Certified MJ Radio and take a look. It's only like a 10-second clip, but I find it to be hysterical. The guy shoots me the death stare. Like, yes, dude, you're dressed like Mario. Hello. Yeah, Certified MJ Radio. Check it out. That's Certified MJ Radio on Instagram. And also keep in mind, my DMs are open. People DM me all the time asking questions, giving me content. We love getting content from you, the MJ Morning Show listener. So you can DM me on Instagram. I'm Certified MJ Radio. Or my private email is mj@mjmorningshow.com. That's mj@mjmorningshow.com. And my email is wide open for you. And I'm the only one that checks that email. So hot tips, gossip, anything we need to know? Got something secret you need to tell us? You want to stay anonymous? Fine. Love getting content. Because, listen, when you've got tens and tens and tens of thousands of listeners, people know stuff. And over the years, we've gotten a lot of good stuff from listeners that have trusted us. And I'm not going to sell you out. If you want to be anonymous, just tell me. But if you have any great content, let me know. mj@mjmorningshow.com. When we get back, we start an hour and 20 minutes of non-stop MJ. We do it every morning about 7:25, an hour and 20 minutes plus. No music, no commercials. It's just non-stop content here on the MJ Morning Show. So stand by. You know what else I wanted to retouch on? The survey that we mentioned late in the show about people not making a new friend in over a year. I thought that was really, really interesting. Anyway, I have no time to go over everything coming up in an hour and 20 minutes, but trust me, there's good crap next here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Hey, there is great news. And right here, right now, we start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. Folks, a simple favor I ask of you occasionally, and that's to please help spread the word that the MJ Morning Show is back. You know, people are still discovering us. You know what was very interesting? That a lot of people during the hurricanes, both Milton and prior to that, Helene, a lot of people discovered that the MJ Morning Show was back, especially during Milton with so much power out. There were people that obviously had no power, couldn't watch TV, and resorted to a lot of radio listening. And a lot of people rediscovered that the MJ Morning Show is back. And we've been back since October of 2020. So we just had our 4th anniversary of the MJ Morning Show returning here on Q105, 104.7 FM. And people are discovering that every day. But we still appreciate it when you tell people, hey, did you know that the MJ Morning Show is back on 104.7 FM? Yeah, when you say Q105, make sure you always say 104.7 FM, because we're Q105, but we don't have a 105 in our actual frequency. We're 104.7 FM. All right. This would absolutely make me blow my lid. And I didn't know this was the case. Is it true that companies, if you're working the overnight shift, with the time clock change and going back an hour and adding an extra hour, that companies don't pay the employee for the extra hour?
What?
Yeah, listen, I know this sounds ridiculous, but I saw an item that Amazon night workers walked out after they were expected to work the extra hour for free. when we went off of daylight saving time on Sunday morning at 2 a.m. and reverted back to Eastern Standard Time, and we got an extra hour.
Well, here's the question. In March, do they only have to work a 7-hour day and get paid the 8 hours when the time changes overnight in March?
An Amazon worker put up a video online that's gone viral sharing how they and their fellow employees walked out in protest over the time change. And apparently this is local. The actual poster lives here in Tampa and said that they and other night shift workers were expected to work extra after clocks fell back an hour on Sunday to mark the end of daylight saving time. As a result, they said that everyone left an hour early. So this is what they posted. You work at Amazon during the time change, and they won't pay us an extra hour, so we all left an hour early, wrote this individual as the text. You know when you superimpose the text over the video, which I do on a lot of my reels that I post on my IG. So as of yesterday, this video had over 4 million views on social.
So this seems like an isolated incident because the Department of Labor is pretty clear on this.
What does the Department of Labor say, Fester?
It says all employees are required to be credited for all hours actually worked. Therefore, if the employer is in a work situation similar to that described above, which is daylight savings to standard time,
right?
He or she works 7 hours in the daylight savings time. It'd be a 9 hour.
No, it's daylight saving. There's no S. Daylight saving time.
You'd be paid for every hour, regardless of what the number of the hour is.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
That's fair.
Right.
Because you work on just because the clock went back and at 1:59 and 59 seconds, it goes back to 1 instead of going to 2 a.m., you should get paid for the hour. I mean, not what the clock suddenly says.
Yeah.
It's what the reality is. You did work the time. I mean, is this true that Amazon was not going to compensate the workers for the hour?
I don't think Jeff Bezos is trying to get one over on all of his employees that way.
Oh, yeah, he
I
is.
think he is.
That's why he's so rich. He's getting you know how much money he saved with that extra hour?
Yeah. You know how much money he made by having him there? I mean, listen, he's not. It sounds like it was a poor HR communication at the facility. I mean, there weren't nationwide walkouts at Amazon's. There's one facility. It sounds like an isolated event.
This apparently was here in Tampa.
Yeah, Tampa, Florida.
Right.
Yeah,
Hence the isolated
this
part.
particular story and the dude that showed
recorded this.
The individual that recorded this video. This is a Tampa, Florida resident. So like the Amazon warehouses, I know you got the big one on I-4. Isn't there a big out toward Sefner?
Yeah. There's a huge one out there.
And there's something right nearby us right here, right? At the station? What's that?
No, you've got all the trucks, they park at Derby Lane.
Okay, they just go there.
Yeah, to like pick up their loads.
Yeah,
load.
I mean, inside Derby Lane, is there just boxes of Amazon stuff? I mean, how does all the parcels get there? You know, I understand what she's saying. I mean, you drive by the one on I-4 and the vans are wrapped around the building.
Why don't you go there later today and give me a logistical report on tomorrow's show?
I can't because the company won't pay me for the hour.
Anybody, just out of curiosity, I'm only going to stay on this for a minute. Is anybody listening where you were not paid for the time change in going back an hour? And if you're working an overnight shift, you know, for the specified amount of time, you had an extra. So if you're working an 8-hour shift, it became a 9-hour shift.
Or you got off an hour early.
If you're paid by the hour. So this is an hourly worker that's paid by the hour. Did you have an issue where you were not paid for the extra hour? I'd love to hear from Amazon workers. I'd love to hear. Is this real that Amazon was not planning on paying you? If anyone wants to weigh in, if you want to remain anonymous, that's fine. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. I'm only going to give it 30 seconds or 40 seconds here to see if anyone calls in on it. Or if you know of anybody. I mean, listen, you work the extra hour, the clock goes back, you should get paid for it. There should be a provision to pay the individuals.
Or if it's an 8-hour shift and you have 8 hours worth of work to do every other Saturday of the year, then it seems you would have 8 hours of work to do on that particular Saturday, and you leave when you're done. Right?
Why don't we call somebody who like works at a Waffle House or something?
All right, 800-990-1047. That's a good question. You know, Waffle House, they were
Yeah,
open.
well, that's different because you have to have right. So
Yeah,
that would be an
you're-
instance.
They were
where
open at 2 a.m.
They've got to stay open.
All right.
Yeah.
800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Just a quick attempt to grab a call or two here. Amanda's on. Amanda's on 3. All right, Amanda, hi. You're on the MJ Morning Show in Ruskin. Amanda, hello.
Hi. Yeah, I work at the night shift on Amazon, and we were actually scheduled to leave an hour early. So that guy's just a moron.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, you get your work done, it still takes 8 hours or whatever your shift length is,
All
and
right,
you're done.
So they took into account, so you got to
Yeah.
leave an hour early.
Yeah, that was the whole plan.
All right, so this person, are you aware of it's a Tampa Amazon worker who is clearly working the night shift, maybe even in which facility do you work in?
I work in the Ruskin facility.
Okay, so that's right. There's Ruskin, and then you've got the Sefner. All right, so this was known to all Amazon folks that you were not having to work an extra hour without getting paid.
It sounds like an
Yeah,
isolated.
unless you just weren't paying attention.
All right, so
Yeah.
you're calling this other Amazon dude a moron.
Can't tell time,
Pretty
maybe?
much, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, all right. Listen, this is why I'm taking phone calls. I appreciate it.
I mean, Amazon workers, I'm sure,
Thanks.
are really nice people, but just like any large operation, there's probably a reasonable amount of morons that work there.
Well,
I mean, think any company that has
right.
tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of employees nationwide probably has a reasonable amount of not
Right.
overly, not a majority or anything like that, but just some.
All right, I think that. Hang on. Anonymous is on line 6. Hello, Anonymous. You're on the MJ Morning Show. Welcome.
Yes, I've worked nights since 1991, and every company I've ever worked for, they never pay the extra hour.
What kind of places do you work?
Yeah, really.
I worked in warehouses and driving a parking lot sweeper truck, and they've never paid the extra hour.
Well, do you leave an hour early because you've worked the full amount, or do they expect you to work the extra hour and not get compensated?
They expect you to work the extra hour and not get compensated.
Well, you know what? That's where I take that sweeper truck and I drive it right through the front of
Yeah.
Walgreens.
Yeah, right.
You know, that's
I mean, if you have 8 hours of sweeper truck driving,
Yeah.
what are you doing for that ninth hour?
And those are the parking lot trucks in the middle of the night that
Yeah.
sweep out like big parking lots and stuff. All right, buddy. Thank you. I appreciate it. Look at the phones have exploded. Chris in Largo. And then we got to hear about Chloe's friend that was in an Uber car accident. Yeah, this is you got to hear this. Hang on. We'll get to that in a second. Chris Largo, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Morning, MJ. How you doing?
Doing fine. Do you vote yet?
No, I'm not a registered voter, unfortunately.
Whoa, Chris, why are you not a registered? Chris, how old are you?
About to turn 40.
Hey, Chris, why are you not? Are you a felon?
No, I just don't have the time.
You don't have the time?
I'm either working my normal job or driving for Lyft. I'm a 5-star Lyft driver.
Oh, well, listen, you drive your
I mean-
Lyft to the polling place and vote.
I mean, you can make any excuse
All right.
you want, Chris, but
All right.
that's a sucky one.
All right, Chris, go ahead. So what is your commentary on the extra hour?
Well, on the extra hour, I used to work at American Tool and Mold over in Clearwater, and during the time change, if you worked when it advanced ahead an hour, you got an extra hour free, but when it fell back, you lost that hour.
All right, so it evened out if you were working during the two time changes in the spring and the fall.
Out if
Gotcha.
you work both time changes.
All right.
I mean, most
All right.
people who have long-term jobs, it all kind of works out.
All right, thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. One more, Andrew. I realize that I got to move on here. The phone's just exploded on this. And if you're just tuning in, this dude posted a video claiming to work at Amazon and said that everyone walked out because they were not going to get paid for the extra hour because the clocks went back on Sunday night or Sunday morning. And then we just had another Amazon worker saying that's BS, that they were letting everyone out an hour early because they worked it. All right, Stephanie in Tampa. Hi, Steph. Last call on this. Go ahead.
Hi. Hi. Yeah. Working in the hospital, you don't get paid for the extra hours.
Working in the hospital, you do not get paid?
Mm-mm.
Are you a nurse or what do you do?
Yes, I'm a nurse.
All right.
So then I guess we're hoping it evens out and you're still there in March?
Yeah. If you do actually work, when we get the extra hour, you get paid for the extra hour.
right.
But when it falls back, you don't.
All right, thanks. All right, as far as the Amazon story, it sounds like it's a bit of fake news then.
If I were a nurse not getting paid, I wouldn't be answering any bells.
Mm.
I'd be sitting there smoking.
All right, so you know by now the Bucs lost last night. Now, listen, I apologize. I stand corrected. I predicted yesterday that it was going to be an ass whooping, that the Bucs going to Arrowhead, going to the Chiefs' house, that it was not going to be pretty. And listen, the Bucs, they actually held their own during most of the game, and the Bucs actually had a chance to win this thing
It was an amazing game
on Chiefs turf.
Very competitive, exciting game.
All right,
Went
so
to overtime.
I stand corrected, but the Chiefs did beat the Bucs 30-24. But if I offended anybody by saying the Bucs were going to get their arses handed to them, I apologize.
You are in no danger of getting a sports talk show. I'm just saying. Certainly not in this town.
Hey, I do have to just throw this out there. Yesterday on Q105 around noon, I had a friend of mine, Leo Haggerty, and he's covered sports for years and years in the Tampa Bay area and covered the Bucs for the Pewter Report and has done all kinds of stuff. And he darn near predicted exactly what was going to happen, right, Andrew? He said it was going to
Hold on, you're doing sports talk at noon on Q105?
Hey, you don't know what happens. All kinds of crazy stuff.
She barely knows what happens.
Wow.
All kinds of stuff happens.
I got to call Chloe, my daughter. A friend of Chloe's was in a car wreck while a passenger in the back of while a passenger in the back of an Uber. All right, so listen, you don't have to mention the friend's name unless you want to use the first name. I don't care. But this is interesting. So did your friend call you for advice?
Yes. She said, since you're a future lawyer, can you advise me?
Oh, so your friend knows that you're planning on going to law school next year.
This is the tip of the iceberg. That's going to happen the rest of your life.
And you also are a current employee at Susie Lopez's Hillsborough County State Attorney's Office.
Yep.
You're a felony assistant for the next year until you go to law school. All right. So tell me the story. Your friend. Who's this friend? Do I know this friend?
You probably have heard of her, but you haven't met her personally.
What's her deal? I mean, how's she a friend of yours?
What's her deal? That's a little aggressive.
I'm sorry. Right, so
what's her deal?
What's her deal?
Explain how she's a friend of yours.
It's actually a great coincidence. She played soccer up on Long Island with me. She's from New Jersey, and she would make, that commute like we did from the city onto Long Island.
Oh, for the club soccer.
So she ended up playing. Yeah, she ended up playing in college and everything. And then we were really close, like when we played soccer together up there, but then we kind of lost touch. And then
by the way, Chloe played for the famous Paul Riley soccer club, and he was fantastic. All the controversy with Paul Riley, we never saw any of that.
Yeah,
so,
you know what? Paul Riley, super sketch, but super
you
fantastic.
Know what? A lot of folks know who he is.
You know, we were just talking. Roxanne and I were just saying. How come we didn't spend more time talking about Paul Riley soccer?
Have you heard about this Paul Riley? And Sasha was like, "Of course I have."
Guys,
Where do you
stop
think
it.
I just fall off a turnip truck?
I know Paul Riley so well. I just call him PR.
I'm gonna turn your freaking microphone off.
I do PR for PR.
All right, we stop.
How about that?
All right, knock it off. All right, so Chloe, your friend that you played soccer with is now here in the Tampa area, correct?
Yes, and it was just such a coincidence because I was going through my stories one night on like Instagram or Snapchat or whatever, and I saw her. She posted she went out to a bar that I was at that night, and I swiped up and I was like, "That's crazy. What are you doing down here?" And it turns out she started working. She has a job here, finance, and very, very great.
She's got a job in finance. Looking for a man in finance.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So what happened? She's in the back of an Uber, and what happens?
She's in an Uber, and actually, first of all, the Uber is a cyber truck. That blew my mind.
Hold on. She was in an Uber that was one of the cyber trucks?
Yes, and actually, it was Lyft. It was not Uber. It was Lyft.
She's in a Lyft, and it was a cyber truck?
So I don't know what blew my mind more, that or the fact that what happens next.
All right,
okay?
all right, so what happens next?
Hold on, Chloe. Where did this happen? And you might have said it already, but where did it happen?
It happened on West Cleveland.
So it happened
She said.
in Tampa.
South Tampa.
Okay.
Yes.
West
It was on
Cleveland.
her way to work.
Wow. Okay, so what happens?
On her way to work in downtown.
Okay.
So really, the thing she told me was that her driver hit another driver, and
All right, so her Lyft driver rear end smashes a car in front.
yeah.
Wow. Okay, what happens next?
Well, she didn't tell me it right away. It was actually also funny. I went to Starbucks that morning to get a coffee, and I saw her in Starbucks. I've never seen her in Starbucks before. And it was just like, oh, my God. And she goes, you're not going to believe what happened to me this morning. And she explained everything. And then I thought that was that. And then yesterday she texted me, hey, would you be able to look over this standard letter of release for me?
Like a standard letter of release. Here's what's going on. So Lyft apparently is bombarding Chloe's friend. They want her to sign a release, releasing them of any claims in exchange for how much?
$1,000.
They want to give her $1,000 right now to sign a release saying that you're not coming at them or after them for anything in the future. Here's $1,000. You're in one of our, Lyft drivers' vehicles that got into an accident. Here, take this $1,000, sign away a release, relinquishing any future claims or rights, and here's $1,000. And Chloe, how many times have they bugged her to sign this now in just a couple of days?
At least she said they called her 5 times on Friday.
They've called her five times. I mean, that's why I'm telling the story. It's amazing.
All right. First of
I
all,
feel
Lyft,
so bad for her.
Lyft must have an amazing closing percentage on this. So many people who are in accidents must just say, you know, let me take the $1,000. Let's,
Right.
I'm not that banged
Yeah.
up. Let me just get my quick $1,000 and I'm done. I'll never see
Yeah.
these people again. At what point,
If it were me.
Chloe, at what point did you say, hey, let's call a real lawyer?
Yes. Oh, and the second she asked me, I wasn't going to just give her my advice, my personal opinion, and let her go about her day. I was like, you know what? There is no rush to this at all. It sounds like they're rushing you. And this is before that she told me that they were calling her. I was like, they're probably going to rush you. She said, yeah, they've been calling me 5 times at least. And I said, okay.
Wow.
No rush into this. I'm going to, first of all, ask my parents because, we know a lot of great attorneys in the area, and no rush on this.
Well,
We're
listen,
gonna help her out.
Stacy Kemp, the Kemp Law Group, is a huge sponsor on Q105. The Kemp Law Group sponsors our studio.
We got to put him in touch.
I do live commercials for the Kemp Law Group. I just texted Stacy to see if we can talk to her this morning, whether it's now or later. Oh, that's a great name for a candy, now or later. That's a good name.
I'll go with that. Yeah.
We got to work
Working
on
on that.
How about now and later?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's now and later.
Now or later is good, but now and later.
That's even better because
And
it's
you know what?
really incorporating both of them.
And
now
they're really
and
chewy.
later.
It takes a long time, so you could enjoy them now and later.
And break a tooth later.
So
Right.
here's the deal. I'm thinking that this is kind of like when you're at the airport at the gate and they've oversold the flight and they offer people like a $500 voucher. And then if you don't raise your hand, then it goes up to $1,000. No one raises their hand.
Dad,
Then it goes to
'cause
50.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Dad, if they're just offering her $1,000 now, that's probably just their starting, rate, let's say. Think about
I can't believe that they called her 5 times on Friday trying to get her to sign the release.
Yeah.
Now, did your friend suffer any injuries?
She actually said her lower back does hurt.
You don't
All right.
don't sign that, man. I could see the tote board going up as we speak. Ching, 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 ching.
I think we've received some advice from someone, I'm not going to say names, but the advice was to go see a doctor first.
Yeah.
Because if you do claim that, you are hurting or whatever,
Yep.
it definitely helps to have a doctor's, note or whatever.
Right, and she's serious. She does have a little lower back. I mean, she's not like just juicing this up. She's really having some
no.
lower back pain.
Yeah, and she's not the kind of person at all to like. Make it
Yeah,
up.
you'd be foolish to jump right at the initial offer of $1,000 and then because they know that, listen, some people do get hurt And if you can lock them in now at $1,000, it could be a whole lot cheaper if you dangle $1,000. You dangle, 10 Benjamins in front of their, hey, sign this right now. Oh, $1,000. Ooh, shiny object. She ought to hold off and probably go see a doc.
Yeah. So I think she's going to do that.
Okay.
And look, I told her no rush on it. They're going to make it seem like, you have to sign something right away. They might put a limit on it, but don't fall into that trap.
Hang on a sec. Stacy Kemp's available. Let me dial her real quick. Stacy Kemp Law Group, and we'll just quickly fill her in on the details. Hold on a sec. 72751. All right, calling Stacy. She could be listening, but if she's not, I'll fill her in quickly on the deets on this. Yeah, but hey, make sure she don't jump.
Sorry.
Oh.
You must first dial.
Oh man, it's that damn 7271 I got to dial. Hang on a minute. Let me dial this again. All right. 1727 all right, calling Stacy Kemp. And listen, she's clearly going to reaffirm that you don't sign right away because they're offering you $1,000.
Hello, good morning.
Stacy Kemp, the Kemp Law Group. Welcome back to the MJ Morning Show. And accident or fall, you call Kemp Law. That's why we're calling you right now. Hey, Stacy, I've got Chloe, my daughter, on the phone, and she just told the story. A friend of hers was in a lift in South Tampa. The lift driver rams into another car, and this happened on, I guess, Friday or last week. On Friday, Lyft has called her like 5 times trying to get her to sign a release, and they're going to give her $1,000. They're like, quickly, sign this release, holding us harmless. Any future claims, and we'll give you $1,000 right now. And, clearly you shouldn't do that. And, she does have a little back pain.
Oh, wow. That's unbelievable. Well, tell her definitely do not do that. The most important thing is not giving up your rights. Of course they want her to sign because they don't want to be liable for anything. And just so you know, I have a ton of Lyft cases. Typically they're insured by State Farm, and they have $1 million in liability coverage. So they want to get out as quickly as they possibly can before anyone figures out that they might need further treatment or their case could have more value.
Yeah, I mean, $1,000 is like, giving away a free cocktail napkin right now.
Yeah, well, I heard that you
Right.
$1 million liability coverage. That's good.
Oh, hey, Chloe, tell your friend she's going to be a millionaire. No, I'm kidding.
Let's get her in line. You're going to be rich, kid.
All right. So, Stacy.
Tell her to call Stacy Kemp.
Yeah,
so she can
exactly.
get checked out.
That's what we're going to do.
Right away.
That's what we're going to do. We have. Listen, obviously, Michelle's a lawyer, but hey, listen, we'll give her your number and have her call the Kemp Law Group.
Now, Stacy, would you send her, if she was your client and she had a meeting with you, would you want her to go to a doctor before she sees you, or would you send her to a facility to get evaluated immediately after consulting with you?
Well, I mean, it really just depends on how hurt someone is. Sometimes you need to go to the emergency room or urgent care. Obviously, that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't realize that in Florida, health insurance doesn't kick in until your PIP benefits are used. So you can try calling, your primary care, and they're probably going to say, oh, hey, we don't do accident cases.
And Stacy, Chloe says that her friend is legitimately having a little lower back pain right now because she was believe it or not, the Lyft driver had a cyber truck and smashed into another car.
Are you joking?
No,
right now?
this is
really happened.
It was, yes, Stacy, it's Chloe. Hi. And I don't know what was crazier, the fact that the Lyft was a cyber truck or the fact that she got into an accident in a Lyft.
In a Lyft.
Cybertruck
In a
Lyft.
In a
Lyft.
cyber, yeah.
So I think I saw that Progressive is
Shouldn't
no
the
longer.
cyber trucks have auto braking?
Oh, yeah.
That's a good question.
Hello. All right. I got to run, guys. But Stacy, thanks a lot. We're going to pass your information along to Chloe's friend. But yeah, absolutely, she should not sign away her rights for a measly $1,000 right now until it's assessed whether she has any other injury.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. Here anytime for you. Have a good day.
Thanks. Accident or fall, you call Kemp Law. That's Stacy Kemp, KempLaw.com. Thank you, Stacy. All right, Chloe, I got to run. Yeah.
Okay, wait, real quick. You know what I just remembered? My friend told me that she had actually saw that the lift was about to hit, and she started saying, watch out or brake or something. And then she saw at first that they were going to be in an accident, not the driver. And
Wait.
then apparently after the fact, okay, I don't know if I can tell you this, but after the fact, the driver was blaming her for their conversation, and that's why they ended up in the accident. And then apparently he tried to persuade her to tell the cop something that to kind of
So she tried to the Uber driver tried to tell your friend to tell the police, or the Lyft driver rather. Your friend was apparently, they tried to coax her to claim that she caused the accident by distracting the driver?
Yeah, the driver apparently wanted her to side with him or her, whoever the driver was.
Oh, wow.
I've got this chatterbox in the back seat. She won't shut up. And
She
this is
caused.
why.
It's
Sorry,
her fault.
officer.
She distracted me. It's her fault that I rammed into that vehicle. It's all her fault. It's the blabbling chick in the back seat. All right.
I mean, she didn't put a blindfold over his eyes while he was driving, right?
Michelle. Or
No,
Chloe.
it's Chloe.
Chloe, I
All
know.
right, Chloe.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
Alrighty, bye.
Is that not crazy?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was
That's
thinking of
better.
Michelle because Michelle told me another story, and this is actually my teased item for 7:45, but I'm running a few minutes late. 7:53 here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105, 104.7 FM. This is another crazy story, and this is kind of a, what would you do? Who's the guy that does that? John Quiones?
Yeah, for 2020?
Yeah.
ABC, what would you do? So the question is, what would you know what? A little bit of a family affair, but Michelle can probably tell the story just a little better. And it's a very quick story.
Okay.
Hang on. So it turns out that a friend of ours, Michelle got the story firsthand, so it's probably better if I get her to tell the story quickly. So a friend of ours was at a convenience store / gas station.
Convenience store / gas station.
She should be awake. Hang
Like
on.
the ones that are on almost every major corner?
Yes, wise ass.
Okay, I'm just you're so in a convenience store / gas station,
Yeah.
like a Wawa or a Circle
Yeah,
K,
I mean, one of those.
or like a racetrack or something like that.
One of those.
Okay.
Hello?
Hey, sweetie. Hey, quickly, I just had Chloe on, so I don't want to take too much of your time here. But our friend and the convenience store gas station pot story. Can you just give me the facts quickly here? Because I want to do a
Pumping gas.
All right, hold on. Well, don't hold on. Don't blurt. Hold on. Wait. Don't blurt it. Just
You asked for it quickly.
All right.
He's
Ask
giving
for
it.
it quickly and succinctly.
This is what following directions looks like, MJ.
All right.
Oh, thank you, Fester.
No kidding, Michelle. What rock does he live under?
All
Come
right.
on.
Here's what happened. Go ahead.
He was pumping gas, and this guy came up to him who looked like he was, moving around the car, on the other side of the tank, on the other side of the gas pump, rather, and kind of looked at him and was like, hey, would you like to, party? I mean, whatever. And my friend was like, no. And he was like, how about some pot? You want some pot? He's like, no. And the guy has a kid in the back seat that, my friend thought possibly should have been in a one of those
car seat?
seats. Yeah, a car seat.
So there's a young kid in the back of the car of the guy that's trying to sell our friend marijuana at the gas pumps.
And our friend said, you really shouldn't be doing that with your kid in the car.
So the dilemma is, what should our friend have done?
Well, he called the police.
That's the story here, is that our friend is pumping gas. The guy next to him on the other pump says, hey, you want to buy some marijuana? And there's a small kid in the back seat who apparently should have probably been
In a car seat?
in a car seat and was not. And they're offered, hey, I wonder where that guy stands on Amendment 3. All right, that's another story. All right, so did the police show up, Michelle?
No. They said they couldn't do anything, but also, then the guy, took off.
Well, there you go. So I guess the question is, what would you do? I mean, what do you think should be done? All right, Michelle, I'll release you now.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
I have so many questions. Like, how much was he trying to sell? Was he trying to sell a couple of joints? Or was he trying to sell 6 pounds? I mean,
Well, a dime bag, or,
Okay.
whatever the deal was. I don't know. All right, but I think this is a good question to ask our listeners in that scenario, what do you do? Do you just ignore it? Do you call the police? Do you feel that potentially the kid is in danger, that here you have some guy trying to peddle marijuana at the gas pump? Is the kid too young to be sitting without a child safety device in the back seat? What do you do? I think this is a legitimate question. You just heard the scenario. It just happened to a friend of ours. He did call the police. What do you do? 800-990-1047. Yeah, fire up the phones. I'm just curious. What would you do in this situation? Do you have another observation? Are there some other questions you have? 800-990-1047. Hey, have you ever been offered drugs while you're pumping gas at the gas station? 800-990-1047. What is your take on this? What would you have done if this happened to you? 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. All the phones are ringing. Andrew's screening. We'll go to phones here in just a second. Looked like you wanted to jump on something.
Yeah, I mean, my first thought is that child safety. That's what you have to think of. And then I'm going back to how he initiated the conversation. What did he say? Do you like to party? Or
yeah, I think Michelle said that first. Hey, you like to party? Hey, you want to buy some marijuana?
I mean, I don't know. Like, what other hardcore drugs might he have had available? You wanted to see his
menu?
No.
What do you have?
No, I'm not. I'm
Do you have
just.
any oxys?
I'm just thinking you need to make a call to law enforcement of some kind.
All right, so that's your position then.
Yeah,
in this case,
just get worried about the kid.
All right, so does the kid change things? The fact that if there were no kid, you let it slide and you're like, no thanks, have a nice day. But
100%.
Okay.
If there's no kid, you're like, oh, I'm good, thank you. Have a
oh
nice
man,
day.
and oh man, listen to this. What if our friend said, "Yeah, I'll take a dime bag," and then the adult says to the kid, "Hey, give me a dime bag," and the kid pulls the dime bag out of his pocket. Let's say he's the dispensary.
Sounds like you're teaching the kids some solid entrepreneurial skills.
Look at the phones. Phones are loaded. Jay in Apollo Beach. Jay, what do you do in this situation?
Just mind my own business. I'm from right outside Detroit, not originally from Florida, so I wouldn't call the cops on someone. They offered it, you said no. Yeah, they got a kid there, but it's not the end of the world. You just mind your business. That's what keeps it going in today's day and age.
All right, Jay, thanks for the call. That's why we're taking phone calls. Nancy in Riverview. Nancy, MJ Morning Show, you're up.
Good morning. I think that since we all have smartphones, I would have taken a picture of his car and his license tag, and I would have made a call to Family Services since the child was involved. Obviously, he's a bad parent. He's a moron, and I don't think it's fair to the kid.
Yeah, I think our friend did get the tag number and reported that to the police. Nancy, thanks for the call. Ron in Tampa. Ron, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, I don't know what I would do necessarily, but MJ, I got to know, what does your friend look like that a stranger approaches him at a gas station?
Good question. I was thinking the same thing.
So, Ron, here's the deal. If you're a pot dealer, Ron, if you're a pot dealer, you don't know what your next customer is going to look like.
But I'm like, seriously, like, this is a stranger at a gas station. He's coming up to me, hey, you want to buy some pot? Like, here, don't ignore my kid. Like, that doesn't happen to me.
So are you suggesting, Ron, that our friend has the look of a druggie?
Seedy vibe.
I'm asking, MJ. Like,
No, it's a fair. Listen, Ron, this is why we're taking calls. It's a fair question.
You know what Ron, his friends look like, or friend looks like? All the guys on his text chain who do all the pot.
Yeah, like a regular guy.
Hey, Ron, thanks for jacking up the conversation. Thank you, buddy. Every line here. Carly in Largo. Carly, MJ Morning Show. Hello.
Good morning. I absolutely would have called the police or gotten the tag number. And similar story, but different. I had a man masturbating in his car in a parking lot right in front of me, and he had two children in the back seat.
Oh, my God. Holy, whoa.
And I called the police on him. They surrounded the car. He wouldn't admit to it, and then he finally did. And I can't imagine the conversation.
Put your hands in the air. Take your hands away from you. Put your hands in the... This is the police. We have you surrounded. We have you surrounded. Yeah.
I literally caught him, what is that, red-handed or blue-handed?
Something handed.
Whatever, we got you.
D-handed.
Wow. And was the guy pulled out and, like, handcuffed? Hope the cops were wearing gloves on that one.
Because the police wanted to interview me, so I didn't want to be on the scene to know that I was the one who called.
Did they have a lineup of his junk? You had to pick out the right junk? Like a photo lineup?
I don't even want to tell you what he was doing, but it was out.
All right, yeah, we got you loud and clear. Thank you. So was the guy arrested?
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Carly. Stuff that happens at gas stations. Darlene, look at the phones on this. I knew that this was gonna, get people going. Darlene in Lakeland. Hi, Darlene.
Hey there. I've never been offered drugs at the gas station, but, even if I did do drugs, I wouldn't take them from a stranger. But like someone else said, what does your friend look like to be approached like that? But, I would mind my own business. You don't know the situation, but I wouldn't call the police.
All right, Darlene.
I would probably just mind my business.
Thank you very much. And, folks, our friend is a normal-looking guy.
I can tell a lot of listeners never sold anything. You don't know what your next customer is going to look like. Anybody can be a customer.
All right, Chris is in New York City. Chris, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hello.
I just take a blind eye to it.
Hey, Chris, Chris, you're all echoey on your speakerphone. Can you pick up?
Step further away, Chris.
Yeah, pick up the regular phone.
Is that better?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Your turn.
Is that better?
Yeah, Chris, go ahead.
I would just take a blind eye to it. Been in New York City for 14 years. I've seen everything.
Yeah, so this do you walk down the street and you're offered marijuana?
I mean, it's New York. You've been here.
Yeah, of course.
I'm square. People are literally pushing crack on you.
I mean, there were. I remember when I was a teenager and I'd be in New York. One of the big lines was you'd walk down the street, Times Square or other parts of the city, and guys would walk by you and they would say, "Coke Smoke Blade." That was the whole deal.
Oh, yeah.
Coke. They still do. So I haven't heard Coke Smoke Blade in a while, but Coke Smoke Blade, meaning you want to buy cocaine, you want to buy pot, or you want to buy a switchblade. Coke Smoke Blade.
That's the thing.
All right, thank you, buddy. Austin, hey, Andrew, I'm going to take 3 more calls. I'll take Austin, Tony, and Jeremy, and then we'll wrap this up. But listen, this is an interesting social question here. Austin, Apollo Beach, you're on the MJ Morning Show. For those that don't know or just tuned in, friend of ours at a gas station, pumping gas, guy at the pump next door says, hey, you want to buy some pot? And there's a little kid in the back seat, not in a car seat, and probably should have been. And our friend was like appalled. You're offering to sell me pot? You got a little kid in the back? So our friend called the cops, and I was just asking, what would you do? Austin, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Good morning, MJ Morning Show.
Hey.
Hi.
So I come from Nashville, Tennessee, and, I grew up there most of my life. And honestly, that is the norm there. Going gas stations, going to, like, Opera Mills Mall, skating around Nashville, people ask you more than pot, all about pills and hardcore drugs as well. And, after hearing it dozens of times from so many strangers, it's just like, no, thank you. Just have a good day.
All right. Thanks for the call, Austin. I appreciate it. 2 more. Tony, Plant City. Tony, MJ Morning Show, you're next. Hello.
Good morning, MJ.
Hey.
I'm going to take this in a different direction. The child not being in a car seat. I've been in the towing business for over 30 years in the Tampa Bay area. I can tell you it's criminal not to have a child in a car seat. And you've seen what I've seen in the roads and the accidents.
Yep.
It's beyond stupid to not have a child in a car seat. Children are the only ones who don't make a decision when they get into a car. It's up to the parent or the guardian. So my take on this is, throw the marijuana aside. Let's talk about the child's safety.
Right. You think that the more egregious violation is the child not in a car seat? Our friend was concerned that here's someone peddling pot with a kid. Who knows if something dangerous goes down and you got a kid involved in the middle of this. And then on top of it, the kid's not in a car seat, then probably should have been. Tony, thank you, buddy. All right, last call, Jeremy in Clearwater. Jeremy, MJ Morning Show on 104.7 FM, Q105. Hello, Jeremy.
Hi, how are you?
We're well. Go ahead.
Good. So the kid in the car seat thing's probably the most egregious thing about that. I mean, yeah, it's just weed, but, the car seat thing's probably bad about that. But the thing is about the gas station is the guy, he calls me over. He goes, hey. I go, hey, what's up? He goes, take my number. And I go, excuse me? He goes, come on, man. I know you like to party. Take my number. You know what I mean? I wasn't up all night. You know, I go out and party and stuff like that. But it's just like, really? You know, you just go out and just peddle stuff to people at gas stations randomly. But, you know, I hadn't even been up all night or anything like that because I go out and party. But it was just like, huh? What is going on here? You know?
So did you take his number, Jeremy?
I was about to end. I said, just out of curiosity, you know?
What do you have?
Oh, boy. Well, again, answer the question. Did you finally take his number, yes or no?
Yes, I did,
Thank you,
You guys
Jeremy.
have a good day.
You too. I
It's
love.
like, I wasn't up all night. I like to party.
I love taking calls, and you know the percentages are very high that the calls are really good when we take calls.
Oh, yeah.
All right, election day, folks. Aren't you going to be happy when this is over? All right, all the early voting, all the commercials everywhere. You know, whether you're watching regular TV, cable, even streaming, we're getting clobbered with all the political ads. It'll be done today. So today is election day. This is it. Tuesday, November 5th. This is it, folks. So make sure you vote. It is it's a right. It's a privilege. You know, I can make arguments for both, but most
What,
people,
right or privilege?
Well, most it's generally accepted that it's a privilege. You know, that's why if you're a felon, you can't vote in most cases.
You have rights revoked if you're a felon.
All right, 8:09 at the MJ Morning Show. So please go ahead and whatever you want to do, whoever you're voting for, it's just the American way, and it is a very special position to be in, to be able to decide. So please don't squander, don't throw your vote away. Just make sure you hit the polls today if you have not voted early, and many people have voted early.
Yeah, like 60% of state voters have already voted.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
it's a very large percentage that's actually voted early.
I did it.
Right.
Saturday.
We are watching this Raphael. It is not expected to be anything significant for the Tampa Bay area. So you have this system. You got a tropical system. If you want to go to the NHC website, just let me just make a quick mention here because, a lot of people are like, oh, what's going on? Is it could have turned toward Florida. Listen, highly, highly unlikely. But we have Raphael, which is expected to turn into a Category 1 hurricane. So right now it's a tropical storm Raphael. And it's going to turn into a Cat 1. It could even turn into a Cat 2 before it cruises over western Cuba. But this thing's hooking to the left, and right now it looks like it's headed toward western Louisiana or eastern Texas, where it's expected to make landfall as potentially a Category 1 or back down to a tropical storm because there's a lot of resistance. Once it gets out of the Caribbean and into the Gulf of Mexico, the waters have cooled. You have wind shear. You've got numerous factors that are gonna, not let this thing develop into a major hurricane and then smack into the Gulf Coast. But again, Florida is way out of the cone. What we will experience here, as far as Wednesday, late Wednesday into Thursday, we could have increased winds and some rain from whatever outer bands might reach us. But this is way off into the central Gulf. This is not going to hit Florida. So that's where it stands. It will strengthen. It'll hit Cuba. It'll fall apart. Then it hits other resistance. We've got... I can try to call Dennis later on. I'll drop a text for Dennis and see if he can join us.
If it's really a non-event, MJ, I don't want to bother the guy.
Yeah, but I do have a weather question. When are we going to get a little cold snap?
Well, we had one a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, but
we had a nice
another.
cold front a couple of weeks ago, which was very, very nice.
That might be it. Spring's next.
No, but listen, you've got dry air, you got wind shear, and it's going to lessen the effects, but it is heading toward the west. So, again, it looks like western Louisiana or eastern Texas is going to feel whatever Raphael ends up as. and it could be a light Cat 1 or back down to a tropical storm because of all the resistance it's going to hit. But Florida, we're not getting hit. We'll have a little effects, some fringe stuff, rain and some wind, but nothing significant. And I think we're all over this season. I think we're saying, thank you. we don't need any more crap this season with the historic back-to-backs that we had with Helene and then Milton. That the Tampa Bay area, we haven't seen this kind of activity since 1921. It's been 103 years. And then we get, back-to-back, 12 days apart. It was insane. But we've had enough. We're done with this year. And then next year, we deserve a reprise and nothing next year.
Yeah, I'll talk to the weather gods for you because that's how it works.
Go ahead and book that for me right now, would you please?
I'd like to cancel the hurricanes for 2025, please.
Yeah. I am going to take the marijuana Amendment 3 question a little bit later on.
Okay.
I want to do one more round of where do you stand. Speaking of marijuana, where do you stand on legalized pot? And if you haven't heard the little surveys we've done, we did a survey in June. We did a survey in August. We did a survey a couple of weeks ago in October. And I'll share with you where those results have tracked. But I want to do, here on Election Day, I want to do one more survey to see where folks stand on Amendment 3, legalization of recreational marijuana here in the state of Florida, because that amendment really affects the most amount of people directly or indirectly in the state. And, of course, the amendments need 60% to pass. So where's this going to end up? That we'll find out. We'll know that tonight on the amendments.
After we take the calls on Amendment 3, can we please take calls on Amendment 5? The adjustment for homestead property tax exemption and value amendment, please. I'm back and forth on that one. I don't know. How does it work that much? The extra $25,000, it would benefit everybody, right? It'd be the inflation adjusted for the property tax.
I think we're
mind blown.
Fester, I think we're just going to do marijuana.
I am really on the fence about 5, though. Please.
Did you voted already? Didn't you?
I have not. I'll be voting today.
Oh, you're voting today?
You could be swayed on 5. Maybe.
Hey, speaking of the storms, did you see the nasty letter that was circulating, the nasty little note that was circulating down in Sarasota?
No.
On debris? You've seen this, Fester, right?
I agree with the guy.
Oh, man, this is a can of worms.
I agree with the guy. The guy's, he's not, he's a prick, but he's not wrong.
All right. A nasty letter has been received by an anonymous individual regarding storm debris that is still in piles down in Sarasota. Listen, I'll tell you right now, storm debris is still in piles all over the place. It doesn't matter what county you're in. Are the counties doing a pretty damn good job in this unprecedented amount of organic debris, trees and limbs and all that, plus all of the household debris? I mean, this is the biggest task as far as debris removal that the Tampa Bay area has ever seen in the history of garbage trucks. Okay?
Isn't it really difficult to remove an oak tree from your property? Like some places you need a permit.
Yeah. Listen,
it's a hassle.
Yeah, listen,
different cities.
Yeah, city of Tampa, for instance. If you want to remove an oak tree just because you want to remove it, that's a tough task. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we have a storm, and it removes it for you.
Yeah, a bunch of oak trees.
Yeah, how about we lighten up those laws?
Also, I think that some folks might be, utilizing the storm to get rid of some trees that they didn't want.
Oh, you think?
Because, everyone's distracted right now. Yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of that going on right now. So here's what's going on in Sarasota. In a Sarasota neighborhood, residents there are saying that a man who they don't know, an anonymous, unknown male, walked onto their properties at night. And keep in mind, everyone's got these Ring doorbell cameras. People got surveillance cameras. So people saw this guy, this anonymous dude, walking onto their property and then leaving letters at their front door complaining about the debris piles in front of their house, on their yard. A lot of people have piled stuff in the street, not on the grass. So this guy leaves this letter at a bunch of houses down in Sarasota that have debris. And it's a pretty short paragraph. It's terse, and it is littered with profanity.
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay.
All right.
Good.
I have to censor this, although I think this falls under news, so I could probably read the uncensored live on the air, but I won't. All right, so here's what this thing says. Get your bleep out of the street. Bleep your assumed privilege. You are being a complete bleep by blocking the street with your crap.
Yeah.
So this guy is rolling through a Sarasota neighborhood, and he's got these 8.5 by 11, copy machine paper with clearly a Word doc where he's used what appears to be, probably looks like 24-point font. And he looks like he's using Times New Roman. All right. And he's just leaving this letter. Get your bleep out of the street. Bleep your assumed privilege. You're being a complete bleep by blocking the street with your crap.
So frustration's boiled over for this guy, obviously.
Yeah.
However,
this guy got triggered.
I mean,
enough is enough.
A lot of people have yard debris. If you're blocking the street, that's kind of a jerk move. Put it in the yard. Free the streets.
All right, here's an observation I'd like to make. And listen, I know that this has been very difficult, and I've said this 100 times. My heart aches for the people in my neighborhood. This is my reference point. Plus, Michelle went to assist Kim, Froggy's wife. They're in Baycrest, right off of Old Memorial in town in Compton. And, of course, they had extreme flooding in Baycrest. With Helene, and Froggy had like 2 feet of water in the house, and Michelle went over there, and I, drove through Froggy's neighborhood, and it was just unbelievable. The devastation was insane. And then in my neighborhood, in Beach Park, in the West Shore area of South Tampa, again, the older houses were just nailed. And, me walking 30 miles a week, I've seen this. I walked 5 miles yesterday, and I continue to see. The city has done a really good job. I mean, so much has been picked up, both the tree debris as well as the home debris, but there's still a lot more to go. And one of the observations I wanted to make, and again, I feel so bad for these people, but just an observation. A lot of homes had the carpets and the wood floors destroyed. And what I'm seeing, though, is some of the homes with like parquet style wood floor, or the small pieces of wood, the hundreds of pieces of wood that are laid for a wood floor in some of these older homes, they've ripped up the floor. And I walked by a house yesterday where there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pieces of small, like 1 foot by maybe 3-4 inch planks.
Mm-hmm.
And
wood floor,
nails are sticking, and they're just piled up. In that situation,
I mean, the storm's over.
Get a dumpster.
Yeah.
Put the stuff in the dumpster. And listen, I've mentioned early bird dumpsters. We used a guy, a small company, who did a remarkable job on my street. On my end of my street, 8 neighbors got together, and we said, listen, we're not going to wait for the city to collect all the debris. And we had 7 dumpster loads. These are 20-yard dumpsters, folks. We had 7 dumpster loads just on the end of my street among 8 neighbors with debris, household debris, yard debris, and we split it. We paid for it to get our street cleaned up. And that's what we did. The guy folks, if you're looking for a great dumpster guy, it's Early Bird Dumpsters. Just do a search. It's Gabe is the owner, and he's got like 10, 15, 20-yard dumpsters, and he drops them right off. You fill them up, and then he comes and collects it.
All right.
And then he takes it to the dump.
So MJ,
Early Bird Dumpsters, and I think they might start advertising on the MJ Morning Show as well.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So if somebody hurts themselves on your pile, can they come after your homeowner's insurance?
That's a great question.
No, probably so.
I mean, it's one thing to have debris. It's nothing to have the vegetation, all the plants. But if your stuff is blocking the street and it has been now for about a month or so. Yeah, that's a real jerk move. We live in a community here. You got to kind of clean your stuff up a little bit, take a little bit of ownership of it. The county will get to it when they get to it. And I understand everybody's pissed off and everybody has their anxiety over this. But yeah, I kind of agree with this guy writing the anonymous letter.
Listen, I know that people were hit hard, but I guess you got to think about whether you want hundreds and hundreds of pieces of wood, and also the drywall issue.
Drywall's like powder now. I drove by one house a couple of weeks ago, and it's wilted.
And the drywall is just going to create a mess
from the humidity.
I know that you want to get the stuff out, but it's even to your benefit, so your yard doesn't look like a trash dump, is to get one of these dumpsters. And again, Early Bird Dumpsters is a company that we used on my street, and they were fantastic. So, so you agree with the letter?
I kind of agree.
Profane, vulgar letter?
Listen. Yeah. I mean, get your bleep out of the street.
All right.
It'll get picked up when it gets picked up.
Hey, listen to this. Here's a woman who says this is the worst date of her life. 21-year-old went on Reddit and detailed this disastrous date. So she went on a date. She's 21. The guy who apparently she was crushing on hard is 24. And what happened on the date to make this her worst date ever? She says it was, quote, the worst date of her life, as her crush asked her to split the $20 bill at the restaurant. $20. And then wanted to hook up in the parking lot.
Sounds like
didn't even try to get her to. Hey, babe, you want to come back to my place?
What?
Didn't even try to get her to like smooth line, like, hey, want to come back to my place? No, let's just do it right here.
Oh man!
Jeez.
So this was a Reddit dating thread, and yeah, she just tells the story that they met at a Spanish tapas restaurant. He recommended that they order 2 tapas plates, about $12 each. So a little over $20. So the guy wanted them to split the tapas bill, and then he wants to get busy in the vehicle in the parking lot.
Begged her to.
Oh my God!
Sounds like
a great time.
It sounds like the manifestation of equality amongst the sexes.
Yeah, and this guy recommended that they order 2 tapas plates, both $12.
Yeah.
Like that was his recommendation.
So I just said that.
Yeah.
Wow. So first date, I don't think there's going to be a second date here.
Did you ever go on a date and go Dutch?
You know what? It's been so long since I've been in any dating scene. I can't remember. I don't think I ever, when I was like dating Michelle or other girls or women, I don't know if it doesn't stick out as a memory that I required the girl to pay for half. Or to pay, Dutch paying for each other, paying your own check.
I don't think I've ever gone Dutch on. I mean, I can't think of it at a time. I've never gone on a date and gone Dutch, and I would never initiate going to lunch and not paying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, a couple of Diddy items here, and again, this is going to be very, very fast because I want to go back to the Amendment 3 marijuana vote phones and do one last roundup on this before voting is done today, and we'll find out later tonight whether Amendment 3 got 60% or more of the vote in order to make recreational marijuana legal in the state of Florida. And it wouldn't happen right away. What is it, 6 months? It'd be 6 months after. And then also the legislature, which you got a session coming up, they've got to come up with some new rules if it actually passes. But I want to take temperature one last time in just a few minutes. All right, so we have a couple of Diddy items here, and of course we have the item. Was it yesterday? Diddy's 55th birthday. Right?
Yep.
The double nickel for old P. Diddy.
Yeah.
Also Matthew McConaughey's birthday.
Oh wow! And they're both
Scorpios.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say they both probably like to party a little bit, right?
I mean, different kinds of parties.
Just
I wonder,
one's illegal and one's a little bongo drum action.
I wonder if Matthew McConaughey if he ever went to one of Diddy's freak-offs.
I mean, one guy likes to stand on the sidelines of Texas Longhorn games, and the other one buys baby oil by a truckload.
Yeah, exactly.
Different kinds of parties.
So listen to this.
Yeah.
So P. Diddy is incarcerated. He is in a federal detention cell in Brooklyn, New York. He had his 55th birthday while he's jailed right now because of all of the allegations, the federal charges against him. Listen, this dude's goose is cooked. I seriously, what are you laughing at?
It's just a funny. I never heard that expression. I don't hear it often.
Hold on. You have never heard his goose is cooked?
Okay,
it just sounds weird.
What freaking planet are you? You've never heard that?
I've heard something about a goose and a gander.
No,
okay. You've never heard your goose is cooked?
No, I haven't.
Get out of here.
Who says that?
Everybody.
Everybody says your goose is cooked.
Okay, so hold on. I think we've all heard it. I don't think we hear it regularly.
What about your duck? Your duck is
sautéed.
Effed. I know. All right.
Listen, his duck is definitely.
We have audio. We have audio of Diddy on the prison phone being wished a happy birthday by his family.
Because phone calls are not private.
No, they're not. But wait a minute. It didn't come. The family released this.
Yeah.
The family posted video of them calling Diddy at the federal lockup in Brooklyn while he's all jailed right now.
Federal cases are federal jails are different. I know, like county jails. I've seen recordings come out of like family conversations in county jail. Maybe federal's different.
Diddy did his. Listen, they called him and they recorded it on the family's end.
So there you go.
Yeah, that's what happened here. There's no mystery. So Diddy's 55th birthday was yesterday. He's sitting in the lockup awaiting, a federal trial on the sex trafficking charges. And the video was shared by his son, Justin Dior Combs, who's 30. And Diddy is heard telling his kids that he's proud of them and looking forward to seeing them soon after they sing happy birthday to him. So Diddy's daughter, Love, I guess shares love with...
Love shares love?
Dana Tran was the mother.
I don't know.
But then other siblings, Delilah, Jesse... Quincy, Christian, Justin.
Let's just play the song instead of going down the whole name list.
They're all singing like happy birthday to Diddy. And well, it's kind of a long clip, but I mean, it's fascinating. I mean, here you got such a high profile case and the family's singing him. How happy of a birthday could it be when you're in a federal lockup and you're facing jail time that you may never see the outside again?
All right, sing happy birthday to Daddy.
Oh, that's the 2-year-old. That's Love. Oh, wow. Happy birthday to Daddy, who's in a jail cell right now. Unbelievable.
I don't know that we need...
What?
I don't know that we need the whole song from a 2-year-old.
Who makes you the arbiter of
telling
what we
you.
need?
I'm telling you.
Maybe I do need it.
I'm sharing my thoughts with you.
All right. Here we go. I'm sharing the family singing happy birthday. Here we go.
Happy birthday to Daddy. Keep going, now.
It's Daddy Diddy.
Does this kid not know the birthday song?
Well, the kid is 2.
Oh, what, are you going to attack the kid now?
Well,
what's the matter with you?
But it's kind of sounding like the whole family doesn't know.
The whole family doesn't know the song. Happy, maybe the adult, the man, he's like, but what's the next line?
Dude, I think they're taking turns in everyone. All right, here we go. Here's the rest.
Happy birthday to Daddy.
Yay! All right, well, hey, you get to hear Diddy on the phone from the prison. Hang on, listen.
We love you too. Love you, Pastor. I can't wait to see y'all. Yeah. Can't wait to see y'all. And I just want to say I'm proud of y'all. I'm proud of y'all, especially the girls. I mean, all of y'all. But just for being strong. Thank y'all for being strong. And thank y'all for being by my side and supporting me. I love y'all. I got the best family in the world. My birthday, I'm happy. Thank you.
I don't think you're happy, dude.
Y'all give me this call. Thank you very much. I love y'all.
Thank you for giving me this call. I love y'all.
We love you more. Can't wait to see you in a couple of days.
I see you in a couple of days. Say it again.
What you say?
I love you, Daddy.
Yeah. I love you too, baby.
Hey, Daddy, what do you want for your birthday? Some lube and some baby oil?
No, he probably has that already.
Yo, Pops.
Hi, we're right here.
Chance right here on the phone, too. Pops, love eating all your cake, so you're not going to have none left.
She's literally digging her face in it.
Oh, that's great. So they're eating his birthday cake while he's locked up. Anyway, he actually sounds, for the position he's in, he sounds pretty upbeat, actually.
I mean, he's been in there for a while. I mean, the shock might have worn off a little bit. He's getting used to life there.
Since September. He was arrested back in September on the federal charges.
How do you know it? Yo, she's face down in the cake right now.
I mean, they're all yucking it up while he's never going to see the outside again, probably.
Who's face down in a cake?
I think the 2-year-old.
Okay, I thought you were describing a freak off or something. All right, she's face down in the cake right now.
I'm sure that happened at some party.
Bring in the cake.
Say hey, Chance.
Happy birthday to Mom. We love you.
Chance is right here, too, if you can hear. On the phone. One more time.
Hey, Chance. Happy birthday.
Thank you, baby. I love you.
Love you too. Miss you. See you soon.
All right, so that's Diddy from Brooklyn Federal Lockup.
When I hear that, I just think about those kids. They didn't ask for any of that crap. To have to deal with the. Ugh.
Yeah, and then there was a story on what did he have? What was his birthday meal at the MDC Brooklyn Federal Lockup?
Like his birthday dinner? What did he have?
Yeah, revealed what he had.
I mean, the guards don't get together and sing happy birthday.
Yeah,
to you.
breakfast items, cereal, fruit, breakfast cake. What? Breakfast cake? Let's see.
muffin?
And then lunch gets a little better. Pasta with marinara sauce, meatballs, garden salad. So his birthday dinner options. So for birthday dinner last night, according to the New York Post and the information they got from the Federal Bureau of Prisons, Diddy had options of chicken or tofu fried rice with black beans and carrots. And dinner is served at 4 p.m.
Yeah, your whole schedule's a little different in prison. I mean,
just a little bit. And what was I saw a headline here, and I didn't see a payoff. 8 top A-list celebrities featured on Sean Diddy Combs' tapes.
I hate that when they give you that little teaser and then you don't tell you who they are.
There's no detail, but there are 8 A-list top celebrities that are seen on some of Sean Diddy's tapes.
Well, I mean, we could make a pretend list right now. We could say Ashton Kutcher maybe is on the list. Read about Will Smith.
Yep.
Just throw some names out there.
All right, and then finally here, before we move on, I want to go to the marijuana calls here. So, folks, get ready to call in. If you want to get a jump on it, where are you on Amendment 3? Where are you on legalized recreational marijuana? Are you a yes or a no? Our final vote tallying, taking the temp. If you want to get in, fire up the phones right now, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. All right, the final thing on Diddy, and Chloe brought this to my attention because she rewatched the Tom Brady roast on Netflix. And she's like, Dad, you better go ahead and grab this audio because someone's going to figure out that this is on the Tom Brady roast and they're going to take it out. They're going to edit it. So, Andrew, who's this dude? This is Andrew Schultz.
yeah, he's a touring comic. He's a funny guy.
All right, so I'm not familiar with him, but Andrew Schultz is a comic, and at the Tom Brady roast, he actually delivered a P. Diddy joke of sorts. Here, listen.
Tom, I know Bill Belichick showed up late, but don't worry, I'm sure he has someone secretly recording this so we can watch the whole thing later, okay? Bill has secretly filmed more guys playing for the other team than Diddy. That's your boy, Kev.
Oh.
A lot of tight ends turn wide receivers, if you know what I mean.
All right. So also Kev, as in Kevin Hart. So the comedian is saying, this Andrew Schultz is saying, hey, Diddy, that's your boy,
Yeah,
Kev.
I mean, anybody who's been famous for a couple of minutes has had an interaction with Diddy. Yes.
So Chloe's like, man, someone's going to figure that out, and Kevin Hart is going to exert some pressure and say, hey, edit out the reference to me in regard to Diddy. One more time. Let me play this one more time.
Tom, I know Bill Belichick showed up late, but don't worry, I'm sure he has someone secretly recording this so we can watch the whole thing later, okay? Bill has secretly filmed more guys playing for the other team than Diddy. That's your boy, Kev. A lot of tight ends turn wide receivers, if you know what I mean.
All righty.
That's great.
Is that going to survive? It's still on the Netflix special, but is that going to be edited out?
I mean, if they haven't taken it out by now, it's staying. I mean, it's
I
been
agree.
months.
I agree. And when was that? I forgot. When did you say it was recorded?
The roast, wasn't that last? That's a good question. Was it last
Was it over the summer?
February or March?
And
just type in, when was the Tom Brady roast?
Date.
Yeah, Tom Brady roast date was
May
yeah.
24th. May 25th.
May 5th was the roast.
May 5th was a roast,
Yep.
and then when was Diddy arrested?
September.
September.
Yeah, I
okay,
mean,
that's right.
this joke is out there all summer.
All right, let's go to the Amendment 3 phones right now. All right, every line is jammed. I'm going to blow through phone calls quickly, so if you get a busy signal now, just keep trying to get in, because I'm gonna go through as many calls as I can. So I've got the yes column and I have the no column.
I mean, if you're going to do that, you can't really be asking them for their reason, right?
I'm
It's
not.
like-
No,
it's
no.
like-
I'm
it's
going.
like, this person.
No, you're just doing da-da-da-da-da.
This is going to be bam, bam,
Okay.
bam. Are you yes or no on recreational marijuana? Now, before I take phone calls, let me just give you the quick history. The first time I asked this question was back on June 2nd. It was tied up completely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was 8 yes and 8 no's. We did it again on August 28th. August 28th, it was 12 yeses and only 4 no's. Then, a couple of weeks ago, October 22nd, we did it again, and that was tied up again. It was 14 yeses and 14 no's. That's the most calls I took. I took 28 calls on October 22nd. So you can see it's kind of, fluctuating, back and forth here. Simple question. Yes on recreational marijuana, Amendment 3, or no on recreational marijuana? 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. We'll start with Jennifer in Port Richey. Jen, yes or no?
Yes.
Thank you, Jen. Let me grab Mike in Tampa. Mike, yes or no on recreational pot?
No way. No way.
How old are you, Mike? Just out of curiosity.
32.
All right, thank you. It's also interesting to see the demographics, male, female, and then the ages and where they stand. David, so 2 lines just opened up. They're already ringing. 800-990-1047, yes or no. David in Seminole, are you a yes or a no? David, are you there? All right, David says David. Let's see. Yeah, David's on 4. David, are you there? Hello, once, twice. David. I hear he's there. Are you not David? All right, I'm going to Christina in Land O'Lakes. Christina, MJ Morning Show, yes or no?
I say no for pot, just for kicks.
Okay, gotcha. How old are you, Christina?
I am 55.
All right, thanks for the call. Let me grab Eric in Wesley Chapel. Eric, yes or no?
Good morning. I'm pro-use, but I'm voting no on 3.
All right, thanks for the call. Another Eric. This Eric is in Tampa. Eric, yes or no on Amendment 3, legalize pot for recreational purposes?
Absolutely not.
Oh, the Eric stand united. Both Erics.
Hey, I'm
No.
telling you right now, the no's are out to an early start here. Henry. Henry's still getting screened. Let me grab Ron in Largo. Ron, yes or no?
No.
Ron, thanks for the
Absolutely no.
I appreciate
Absolutely
it.
no.
Thank you. Shannon in Sefner. Shannon, are you a yes or a no on legalized recreational pot?
Hard yes.
Hard. How old are you, Sharon?
I am 42 years old.
All right. Are you a recreational partier right now?
Yes.
All right. Shannon, thanks for the call. Amanda in Palm Harbor, yes or no on recreational marijuana?
Absolutely not.
All right. How old are you, Amanda?
46.
All right. Thanks for the call. 800-990-1047. Let's go. Soon as the line drops off, try to get back in. I'm going to try to take as many calls as I can and get the largest sample here. This is the last survey we're doing before the results come out tonight here on Election Day. Jenny in Wesley Chapel. Jenny, yes or no on recreational marijuana?
No.
How old are you, Jenny?
I'm 49.
Thank you, Jenny. Emery in Tampa. Emery, yes or no on recreational marijuana?
Yes.
How old are you, Emery?
53.
Thank you, Emery. Daryl is in Winter Haven. Daryl, MJ Morning Show, yes or no?
I'll be voting no after listening to our governor.
All right, and how old are you?
47.
All right, thanks for the call. Appreciate it, Daryl. Eddie in St. Pete. Eddie, MJ Morning Show, yes or no on recreational pot?
Hard no.
All right, Eddie, how old are you?
It's Betty, Betty.
Oh, yeah,
I'm 70, and I'm a product of the 60s, and
Yeah.
a lot of my friends turned into really hard drug addicts.
Oh, wow. So Betty, Andrew had Eddie, but he's taking a lot of calls right now. I'm sorry about that, Betty.
That's okay.
All right, Betty, have a
No
nice
problem.
day. All right. Julie in Tampa. Julie, yes or no on recreational marijuana?
No.
How old are you, Julie?
50.
Thank you, Julie. Wow. Rick in St. Pete. I'll tell you what, the no's.
Wow, yeah.
The no's are pulling away from the yeses. So right now we have the most no's that we've had at this point and this will be the fourth survey we've done since June. Rick is in St. Pete. Rick, hi, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Yes or no?
No.
Rick, how old are you?
50.
Thank you, buddy. Renee in Pinellas Park. Renee, MJ Morning Show. Yes or no on recreational marijuana?
Yes.
How old are you, Renee?
44.
Thank you very much. Dr. J is on the MJ Morning Show. Yes, Dr. J, yes or no?
Good morning. I am a no.
All right. And how old are you, Dr. J?
I'm 60.
Thank you, Dr. J. Appreciate it. Debbie in Bradenton, yes or no on Prop or Amendment 3?
Yes.
All right. How old are you?
53.
Thanks for the call. Appreciate it. Rain, Bayonet Point. Rain, yes or no on legalized recreational marijuana?
Absolutely.
How old are you, Rain?
59.
Thank you. Are you a partier now? Do you smoke?
Absolutely not. Not a smoker at all, but I don't see where the problem is. I've never known anybody that was violent that smoked.
All right. Thank you, Rain. Appreciate it. From Rain to Wayne in Holiday. Wayne, Holiday, yes or no?
Yes.
How old are you, Wayne?
59.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Natalie opens up a line, folks. Let's go. Taking as many calls as I can before I end the hour and 20 minutes of Nonstop MJ. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. I'll give you the complete tally at the very end on how many yeses for recreational pot and how many no's. 800-990-1047. I'm churning them quickly, so the minute I hang up on a call, try to get in and grab a line. Natalie Wesley Chapel. Go, Nat.
No.
How old are you, Natalie?
41.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate it. Another Julie in Dunedin. Julie, MJ Morning Show. Yes or no on recreational pot?
Yes.
How old are you, Julie?
I'm 67.
And are you doobing it up? You do a bowl every now and?
No, I don't.
All right.
Nope,
How about you doing some snort?
Some snort.
I love your lingo.
Who calls it snort?
All right, Julie, thanks for the call,
Who
Julie.
calls it? Nobody calls it.
All right. Will's in Tampa. Will, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Yes or no?
Yes.
All right. How old are you, Will?
31.
Ask Will the same question.
I listen, I think it's cool to ask the ages also to find
I think
out.
it's cool.
Eric, hold on a minute. Eric and Wesley Chapel. Is this the same? Hang on a minute. Hey, Eric, are you
different Eric?
Eric, okay, hold on. This is a different Eric?
Yeah, this is a different Eric.
Okay, I don't want you stuffing the ballot box. Okay, Eric, yes or no?
No.
How old are you, Eric?
32.
32. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it.
3 Erics with no's.
Yeah, that's right. All Erics were no. Tammy in Tampa. Tammy, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Yes or no on recreational marijuana?
Yes. 55 years old.
Wow. And do you smoke now?
Yes, I do. Have been for years.
All right. At what age did you start smoking pot?
Oh, God. Like 13, 14 years old.
Oh, and you're now 55?
Yeah.
Do you know your zip code?
Healthy as a horse, too.
Oh, okay, I just checking. Thank you, Tammy.
You're welcome.
All right, Jen in the Holiday. Jen, MJ Morning Show, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, the yeses are coming on a little bit here, folks. All right, how old are you, Jen?
I'm 40.
Thank you, Jen. Have a beautiful day. Cindy in St. Pete, yes or no on recreational marijuana?
I say yes.
How old are you, Cindy?
51?
Thank you very much. Karen in Largo, yes or no on recreational marijuana?
Yes.
How old are you, Karen?
73.
Wow. And do you smoke now?
Medical.
You smoke medical marijuana. So you're okay with recreational being legalized?
Yes.
Thank you, Karen. Edward in Dunedin. Hello, Edward. Yes or no?
Yes.
Well, look at this. The yeses are making a move, folks. Edward, how old are you?
46.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. George in Parrish, yes or no on medical marijuana?
Yes.
How old are 58? Gotcha. Oh, boy. Whew. Yeses are making a move here, folks, after a late start.
Is it my imagination or is it 50 plus more yeses and women 50 plus?
That
So I'm seeing a little.
might be a good observation there, smart girl. Carly in Bradenton. Carly, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Yes, and I'm 28.
You're a yes, and you're 28.
Yes.
Wow. Hang on a sec. I got to come up with a new column here. All right. Thank you. Appreciate the call. Let me grab Sabrina in Bradenton. Yes or no on recreational marijuana?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. How old are you, Sabrina?
23.
23-year-old Sabrina, the teenage witch. All right. Thank you, Sabrina.
Thanks.
All right. Have a beautiful day. Listen, on demographics, 23, I think that might be our youngest now. And I think we had a 73. We had a bunch of 30s and 40s and 50s. Kenneth in Winter Haven. Kenneth, MJ Morning Show, yes or no?
Yes.
All right, look at this. They're making a move, folks, on recreational marijuana. Kenneth, how old are you?
56.
Thank you, buddy. Rebecca in Dade City, yes or no on recreational marijuana?
Yes.
How old are you, Rebecca?
45.
Thank you, Rebecca. Kay in St. Pete. Kay, yes or no?
I am Jay, 54 years old, and I say yes.
Wow. Look at that. And thanks.
And if it counts, my 23-year-old son also voted yes.
All right. I'm just going to give it to you, but I got you down. Thank you. Got right in on that 25 to 54 also. Josh in Lakeland. Josh, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, how's it going this morning? I voted no on the amendment.
All right, so you're no. How old are you, Josh?
I'm 39 and I'm an avid smoker.
So you're an avid marijuana smoker and you're voting no?
Yes, sir. I'm voting no.
Why is that?
Giving all the money to the big corporations, and it's not letting us, the little guys, do anything with it.
Yeah. Listen, that's one of the big concerns, and here he is. He's a smoker. He smokes marijuana. So he says. Craig in Tampa, a couple more calls here. Craig, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Yes or no?
Yo, MJ. Hey, Roxanne. Hey, listen, military veteran, use marijuana, to help me sleep and whatnot and overcome, some effects from my military days. Absolutely, yes.
Got you down.
60 years old.
And thanks for, how old?
I'm 60.
60?
60.
All right, Craig, thanks for your service to the country. I appreciate it. Kim and Valrico, yes or no on medical marijuana?
A hard no.
And why are you a hard no?
I don't want to smell it. I don't want my car insurance to go up. A lot of reasons.
And how old are you?
But those are the big ones.
How old
50.
are you? 50. Thanks for the call. Scott in Newport Richie. Scott, MJ Morning Show, yes or no on medical or on recreational marijuana?
Yes on recreational, but no on the amendment for the same reason Josh just mentioned. It's very limiting, and it just provides huge money. You can have another R. Reynolds tobacco company in the marijuana industry.
All right, so you're pro people being able to smoke. You're against the amendment because so few companies are going to rake in billions. Is that it?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you are a no, but you're pro pot. All right, thanks. And that's one of the concerns.
Yeah,
and that's why they're pouring so much money into yes, because there are just a few companies that would be essentially handed a machine to print money, massively. So that's a lot of people here. That was a smoker that's opposed to the amendment because of that reason. Interesting. Noodles. Well, let me guess which way Noodles is going. Noodles in Haines City. Noodles, what is your vote?
Oh, hell yeah. 100%.
Yeah, how'd I know that? Noodles, how old are you?
Yes. 70.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it.
Noodles likes ramen noodles after smoking pot, right?
Mike got the munchies. Michael in Tampa, yes or no on recreational marijuana?
Absolutely, yes.
All right. Thanks a lot. Appreciate the call. Evan in Tampa, yes or no on recreational marijuana?
this morning.
All right, how old are you?
18 years old.
8? Oh, so this is your first election.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations, buddy. I'm glad this is your first time to vote. I remember when I was 18. 1984 was the first chance I got to vote. So thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Joey, so that's our youngest caller now.
Yeah, but
18.
he sounded like he was 40.
Yeah. Joey in Clearwater. Joey, yes or no?
Yes.
Joey, how old are you?
I'm 73.
Thank you, man. Look, we've got the best demographic spread in the entire market, without a doubt. Ron in Tampa. Ron, MJ Morning Show, yes or no?
No.
Ron, how old are you?
I'm 49.
Thank you, Ron. Appreciate it. All right, so I'm gonna take 3 more. That's it. 3 more calls, and then I'll give you the tally. Whether it's yes or no, and the numbers for recreational marijuana. Tim in Sarasota, yes or no?
Hey, MJ.
Hey.
Oh, definite yes. Former law enforcement officer, yes.
How old are you?
I am 64.
Thank you, Tim. Appreciate it. Ed in Ruskin, yes or no for recreational marijuana?
No, and I'm a smoker.
All right. Oh, so no, and you do smoke. Thank you, buddy. Mike in Clearwater. Mike, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Thank you. Yes, and I'm 71.
All right. Thank you. You smoking right now?
No.
All right, but you do?
No.
Okay. All right, but he's a yes. Man, look at every line is still ringing here. Every line.
Have the polls closed?
Hang on, let me grab a couple more. Unscreened. MJ Morning Show, who's this?
Shannon in Dade City.
Shannon, how old are you?
28.
How old? 28?
Yes.
All right, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. All right, thanks for the call. I mean, every line. MJ Morning Show, who's this?
Anthony.
Anthony, where are you calling from?
Riverview.
How old?
26.
Yes or no?
Yes.
All right, thanks for the call. I'm just taking unscreened right now. I'm just picking them up.
Just roll through 'em.
MJ Morning Show, who's this?
Hey, good morning. My name is Carol.
Carol, how old are you?
I'm 33.
Yes or no?
Yes.
All right, thanks for the call. All right, I'll grab a couple more. I'm going to run late here, but this is important. MJ Morning Show, who's this?
This is Andy.
Andy, how old are you?
I'm 24.
All right, yes or no?
I got 2 yeses and 1 no in the truck with me.
Just
Trump
you.
2024, baby.
Just you. How old are you? You're 24. Yes or no?
Yes.
All right.
All right. Hold on a minute, and let me hear the other voice. Who else?
This is Justin. This is Andy.
All right, Andy. How old are you?
24. Yes or no?
Shut your radio off.
Yeah, turn the radio off. All right, I can't deal with that.
Only
all right,
one vote.
Yeah. All right. MJ Morning Show. Yes or no?
Yes.
All right. What's your name?
Crystal,
And how old are you, Crystal?
47.
All right. So you're a yes.
Yes, but I don't smoke.
All right. Thanks for the call. A lot of that coming in. All right. MJ Morning Show. Yes or no?
No.
How old are you?
58.
All right. Thanks for the call. All right. Listen, I'm going to shut it off. Every line is ringing. Let me give you the results. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 31 yeses.
Wow.
31 yeses and 20 no's.
Okay, so
do you realize we just took 51 phone calls? Holy frig.
That's amazing.
Yes, Rox, what were we going to say?
So I was going to say it's really close. You know why? Because it's got to pass at 60%.
Yeah, so it has to be 60% threshold, 60% or more for amendments to pass today.
So we're right at 60%, essentially.
Pretty close. Interesting.
Yeah.
So
that's interesting. So your vote counts. Don't forget that.
8:55. There you go. So that is the 4th time that we did this little litmus test on just random voters phoning in to tell us their preference on recreational marijuana. The yeses, again, 31 yeses and 20 no's with that little survey just now. 8:56 at the MJ Morning Show. The 9 o'clock hour is next, and we're packed. Don't miss it. With the 9 o'clock hour is going to be phenomenal, and it starts in minutes here on the MJ Morning Show. Hey, if your carpets are dirty, do not... It is 9:02 at the MJ Morning Show. MJ, Fester, Roxanne, Andrew in the producer booth. Listen, I think you ought to share this. You weren't going to tell this off the air and then say, "Oh, but I don't want to tell this on the air." You weren't going to pull that crap on me, were you?
No, not at all.
right.
But I want to share. I want to share a little bit more. Give it some context.
Yeah, this is very interesting. So Roxanne just shared a story. I'm like, whoa. Just
Yeah.
hold on. Let's tell this on the air.
Okay, so I just want to say I don't want to stereotype people and think like, oh, just the people who are voting yes are like, yeah, burn one, baby. I love pot. And just the people who are voting no are
Right.
like goody two shoes. It's not like that at all. For instance, I have one friend who I completely pictured that he would vote no on Amendment 3 because he's anti-amendment in general. He doesn't want to change Florida's constitution, and he's a big law of unintended consequences type of person. So I thought for sure. And then he's like, no, I'm voting yes. We should be able to put whatever we want to in our bodies. I have another friend. He is very much, he smokes pot. I would check him as a yes, for sure. And then he told me he's voting no because of something his daughter has gone through. I was unaware of this condition.
Wow.
It is called cannabinoid hyperemesis. I can't even say this. Hyperemesis syndrome. And
Cannabinoid hyperemesis syndrome?
Yes. And
Fester, look
actually,
this up. Let me see this.
Yeah, pull it up, Fester. And actually, I would be interested if there's someone who maybe has worked at drug rehab before or in some medical position.
How old's the daughter that has this cannabinoid meep syndrome, whatever it is?
She's 20. She's 20.
Cannabinoid hyperemesis.
Yes.
Hyperemesis.
CHS.
Yes. And
This
CHS.
is CHS.
And it's so when you hear people say that pot is not addictive.
How old is the daughter that has this?
She's 20.
20 years old
Yeah.
and has cannabinoid hyperemesis syndrome.
But it's not
wait a
anybody
sec.
can get it.
Hang on a minute.
Yes.
You told us during the break that the daughter won't come out of the shower for days?
Read the description. Hot baths and showers may temporarily relieve symptoms. And it's almost like when people who have this try to get off of it, it throws their body into such disarray that they can't get comfortable.
Do they smoke weed? Is it about being okay?
Yeah,
Wow.
it's just from.
Does that make them feel better or worse?
Let me read the
makes them
description.
feel- yes.
Cannabinoid hyperemesis syndrome is a recurrent nausea, vomiting, and cramping abdominal pain that can occur due to prolonged high-dose cannabis use. Complications are related to persistent vomiting, dehydration, which may lead to kidney failure and electrolyte problems.
So you can't have like weed and a Gatorade and figure it out?
Yeah, really. Gatorade's got the electrolytes. All right, so wait a minute. Tell me, you said that your friend's daughter, 20 years old, will not come out of the shower? How
This
long does she
friend
stay in the
has
shower?
tried to quit. She stays in the shower for a couple days at a time.
Wait a minute.
You
Wait
can
a
read
minute.
it here. This is what happens.
Stays? What is the water bill like?
I don't
Holy
know.
crap. Like the meter's broken.
So they live in.
Honey, we're putting a pool in.
Yeah.
It's cheaper than putting a kid in the shower.
You're saying the daughter stays in the shower for days?
Yes.
Stands
Yes.
up and just stands under the water for
Yes.
days?
Yes.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I'm serious. They live in Jacksonville, and she's been in and out of trying to get help for this. But I would be curious if anyone here in our Tampa Bay area.
She's
Yeah.
addicted to weed.
Yeah.
And she has this symptom.
Yes. And so I think,
Wow.
and that's what her dad was telling me. He's like, here's what you have to understand. this isn't something that nobody ever gets addicted to. So the counter argument to that is, well, some people are alcoholics and some people can have a glass of wine. But just because alcohol works that way doesn't mean we should introduce something else into society that could, mainstream. That's his argument.
Yeah,
That's his argument.
I feel the same way about Nutter Butter cookies. They're not addictive to most people, but I can't.
They don't make Nutter Butter anymore, do they?
Are you crazy?
They still have Nutter Butter cookies?
And they're shaped like a peanut.
I know they are.
Yeah, they're delicious.
They were out when I was 7.
Oh my God!
They still have Nutter Butters?
I can't buy.
Do they still have Oreos? Are they still around?
All right, I'm done with you.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding with you, dude. Calm down.
So, Nutter Butter cookies are, I'm not to be confused with Nutty Buddies, which, are the Little Debbie kind, but the Nutter Butters.
No, Nutty Buddies are an ice cream cone. Nutty Buddy is an ice cream cone.
Okay, yes. Nutty Buddies are also a chocolate-covered wafer snack from Little Debbie. Those are Nutty Buddies. Well, Nutty Buddies are also an ice cream cone.
I
but
smell
Nutter
a
Butters,
lawsuit.
Listen, I'll tell you right now. Most people think Nutter Butters are not addictive. However, I have Nutter Butter trichinosis syndrome, like your friend.
Trichinosis? That's when
what
you get worms from undercooked pork.
Well, listen, I like my Nutter Butters. I have Nutter Butter hyperemesis syndrome.
So, you're making the argument that it's not very common, and I understand that.
All right,
hang on.
I'm not worried about outliers.
I've got Nurse Ratchet on the phone that wants to comment.
Oh, okay.
Actually, it's Marilyn. Marilyn, hi, you're on the MJ Morning Show. You're an RN?
Yes, I am.
And you know about this cannabis hyperemesis syndrome that Roxanne's friend's daughter has?
I do. So I moved here from San Diego, where marijuana is legal, and we would see this all the time. And in fact, what Roxanne was explaining was almost to the T what we would see. The only thing that
people that wouldn't come out of the shower for days?
Yes, a hot shower was the only remedy to this problem, and they were addicted. They couldn't stop. They had to smoke, but they knew the consequences, so they had to sit in the shower for hours to help.
Were they smoking the marijuana while in the shower?
No,
that's what
I don't know. I don't know.
Unless they had an umbrella.
And Marilyn,
yeah, this is. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I can't say it properly, but hyperemesis. Is that how you say it?
Hyperemesis.
Hyperemesis.
Okay. Cannabinoid hyperemesis.
That makes sense.
Hyperemesis.
We were mispronouncing it.
If I'm not mistaken, means severe vomiting. Because if they don't have that, then they just throw up all the time. And the only thing that makes it better is a shower.
I'm thinking about when you say your excellence, your eminence, your hyperemesis. So, Marilyn, are you concerned with the Amendment 3 here in Florida that if it passes and it becomes recreational legal, that we'll have an increase in cannabinoid hyperemesis cases?
Absolutely. There's just no way around it.
Wow.
I mean, it's going to happen.
All right. Thanks for the call. I appreciate it.
Thank you,
You
Marilyn.
guys have a good day.
You too.
Oh, wow. Hold on. Carolyn's on the phone in Ruskin and claims that her son has it. Carolyn, hi. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hi.
Your son has cannabinoid hyperemesis?
Yes. Yes, he's had it for a good 10 years now. And it took until just a couple years ago to figure out what it was.
All right, so he's 31 now. So he got it when he was about 21?
Yeah.
How old was he when he started doobing it up good?
I'm going to say he was at least maybe around 17.
And folks,
pot pretty heavy.
17?
Yeah.
Wow. And let me point something out. Do you think it's any secret? Do you think it's any coincidence that my rejoiner music was the Doobie Brothers? You think it's
No.
any coincidence that I used this as my rejoiner coming back from break a few minutes ago?
Not at all.
Yeah.
All right, Carolyn, I have a question. Is this a self-inflicted or something you have, but you don't know you have it until you start smoking weed?
I think it's something that you have and you don't know you have it. And even when you start getting it, you don't understand what it is until you've had it for a while.
You don't know what to associate
because the funny thing is, it makes you nauseous. And so what people say is, oh, pot takes nausea away. So they think that if you smoke even more pot, you're going to feel even better.
There you go. Yeah.
and it doesn't make you feel better. It's actually making you more sick, but you don't know that until.
Is your son able to function, or is he like a wreck?
He is now.
Right.
It took him a long time, but he lost many, many jobs over that in his early 20s. Because what happens is once it starts happening, you can't stop it, and it goes on for days. And it would get to the point where he would be dehydrated because he's vomiting so much, and there's nothing in his system.
Has he stopped smoking pot?
When he stops smoking, it goes away. So every time he has another episode, I know what he's been up to.
It's
gotcha.
I kind of feel the same way about your son as I do my sister, who's lactose intolerant. She's like, I'm eating this ice cream, but I'm going to feel terrible. Right? I mean,
exactly. And I say the same thing. I'm like, well, it's not like you didn't know.
Yeah.
But here's the tricky part is if they can keep it at a really low level, it won't happen. So they think, I can control it. But you really can't.
Gotcha.
Yep, that's
All right, thank you, Carolyn. Appreciate it. Wow. Look at the little door you opened up there, Roxanne.
Just some more information.
Yeah. Hey, completely shifting gears here. Have you noticed that women are moving toward food-themed purses? Food-themed handbags?
All right, we joked about this a couple of months ago, and I saw it at International Plaza with my daughter.
We did joke about it?
We joked about like a purse that looked like a ketchup packet.
Yeah, that's right. I remember the conversation. Yes.
The weekend before, I was at the mall with Hadley, and she's like laughing at like this Heinz tomato ketchup packet purse.
All right, I'm looking at photos now of women carrying handbags, and actually it's a number of celebrities also.
Mm-hmm.
So Melissa McCarthy, she's hysterical. Chloe was watching, what was the movie with Kristen Wiig? It was the Bridesmaids?
Bridesmaids.
Yeah, Bridesmaids is hysterical.
Where McCarthy's on the airplane, and she's like, "You're an air marshal, aren't you?" Man, that's just she's hysterical.
And Kristen Wiig, that whole movie.
The movie's actually very, very
it's
funny.
Very good.
All right, so I'm looking at a picture of Melissa McCarthy, and she's holding a handbag. I'm going to hold this up to MJTV right now, and it's a pizza box handbag. It looks like a pizza box. And it says NYC Pizza with a slice on it. So, again, food-themed handbags. Let me show you something else. I don't know who the hell this is. Ella Emhoff? Who's she? Is that Doug M? Is that
one of the daughters?
Oh, so it's Doug Emhoff, the
second gentleman.
The second gentleman. It's the husband of Kamala, their daughter. Look at this. She's got a banana on her purse. Look at this thing. Seriously, Roxanne, have you seen this?
No, I haven't. That's amazing. But what I'm looking at right now,
she's got a banana on her, just a banana on her purse.
As you show that off, Fester, look at this. I just found an everything bagel, cream cheese on it, for $380 on Etsy, and it looks delicious.
I found an article. I found an article from Eater.com,
right,
from July. Food purses are the accessory of summer.
Well, guess what? They're now the accessory of fall as well. Because look, I don't know who the hell this is, but they have a black handbag. Look at this picture. Look at this picture. A black handbag with just a chocolate chip cookie in the middle.
You know what would make
on the side flap? It's like just a big chocolate chip cookie.
The only thing that would make these purses better is if you could actually eat your purse. Right?
MJ,
look at that delicious butter toast.
Yeah.
All right, here's a pizza slice purse. Look at this. This is a pizza slice, and it's like all bejeweled, and it's like what do you call sequins? It's like a sequined pizza slice purse with crust and cheese, and then even round red pepperoni slices.
Then I wonder if it's like you put your purse down on your plate, and then it just looks great. It doesn't even look like, it just looks like something you'd eat on your plate.
There are M&M's purses.
Sure.
This one is shaped like an M&M's with peanuts, like a rectangular bag, and then here's like a totally round purse, like a green M&M, like a round M&M.
I'd carry that.
Piece, yeah.
Have you ever heard of Nick Bentel, the purse designer?
No.
Because he has a Tums
Stop it.
antacid
purse. What? They sell a Tums A purse?
Only $200 on Amazon. I'm sorry, it's reduced to $123 on Amazon.
Because nobody wants it.
I mean, what do you say? Like, I'm trying to think if any girlfriends of mine showed up with that Tums purse. If I'd be like, oh, wow, I love your purse.
Yes, I'm going to the opera tonight with my Tums purse. It is like,
wow, that's interesting.
it's like a giant Tums. It's a Tums Chewy Bites.
Yeah.
Huge purse that's shaped like a Tums container.
Too funny. All right, yeah. So,
oh my God.
So, I've seen I want to say I've seen hamburger purses before, but
look at this.
I used to have a hamburger telephone. That was fun.
Here's another Melissa McCarthy, and listen, she clearly likes food. But look at Melissa McCarthy. It's a cannoli. It's a stuffed cannoli purse.
Wow,
that's another purse she's got.
That looks downright delicious.
Are all of her purses food purses?
All right, so I just typed in food purses into Amazon. And it is endless.
Oh, my
Popcorn
God.
boxes. Here's a Happy Meal box purse.
All right, popcorn, the old, like, rectangular popcorn box, the red and white stripe. You can get a purse like that. Donut purse. Anyway, look, a lobster. It's a lobster purse.
Here's a Capri Sun bag, a ramen noodle bag.
Ramen noodle bag.
A Chinese takeout bag.
Oh, like one of those, the white Chinese takeout containers with, like, the wire handle. And
that's cute.
And yeah, look at that. Anyway, listen.
Oh, look at the little Eggo purse, Eggo waffle purse.
It looks like the box of Eggo.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Lego my Eggo.
Yeah.
I said to the purse thief.
Oh, look, there's a home AIDS test purse.
Yes.
Look at that. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, who knew that food purses were what?
Where the hell that joke?
I don't know.
Home AIDS test? Talking about food purses?
I don't know.
Home AIDS?
No, because
you have 1987 over here?
You have Tums and all kinds of stuff.
Okay, here's one Tums.
All right. Oh, did you see the bad timing? I've had this for a couple. I saw this over the weekend, and I had it in a pile. And I just didn't, and I found it last night. I'm like, oh man, I forgot to talk about this. So if you've heard this already, it's a couple of days old. Did you see the awful timing on the insurance policy for the Trop?
Oh, no.
You guys don't even know this, do you?
I don't know about this. No.
Oh, my God.
What, did it lapse?
No, they reduced the coverage dramatically.
Oh, no.
Like just months before the hurricane.
Were they like, we're going to rip this thing down in a couple of years anyway?
Right. They're like, oh, that's okay. You can reduce it. We'll be out of here in 5
The
years.
city of St. Petersburg changed the insurance coverage back in March. Dramatic. Listen to this. They lowered the maximum amount of money on the insurance, on what the insurance company would pay. The maximum claim was $100 million, but then they lowered the premium. They lowered the policy payout to $25 million for wind and flood damage. And I don't think $25 million covers the damage to the Tropicana field.
Yeah, but if it was a $35 million, how much was it? Was it $35 million to?
It was. It used to be $100 million in coverage. Hey, listen, this is a story. This is from ABC Action News. Again, this is, obviously they have to look at a repair. The city of St. Petersburg passed a plan on Thursday to repair Tropicana Field after Hurricane Milton, but it might be more costly than expected. Back in March, St. Petersburg City Council passed a resolution changing the insurance coverage on the ballpark. The decision lowered the maximum amount of money an insurance company would pay for a claim from $100 million to $25 million for wind and flood damage. The decision saved the city of St. Petersburg $275,000 in annual premiums. I want to go back in time. Get in Dr. Brown's time machine. Yeah, why don't you take it on back?
You know what?
Back it on up. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah.
It's like the crotchety call where you call after the accident
Yeah, I
to try
know.
to get the insurance.
Played that one yesterday.
Yeah, I know.
Yep. Yeah, city leaders said the decision was made because model predictions showed a major storm wouldn't cause enough damage to warrant the higher premiums. Famous last words. Oh, boy. And boom, here comes Milton and Helene, and wow, that's called some bad freaking timing. How about that?
Terrible.
Terrible.
All right, 9:21 at the MJ Morning Show. Hey, Tom Brady is not going to get punished. Do you know about this? See, I've got a question here. I've got I got a problem here. I got a little problem we got to discuss involving Tom Brady, the NFL. Tom Brady was potentially going to be punished. Will he be? What is the verdict on punishing Tom Brady?
How are you going to punish the luckiest guy alive?
A spanking.
He may be into that.
Well, hang on a minute. I'll get to that in a second. Anyway, listen, bottom line is we got a lot of stuff next. We're loaded. Next, final chunk of the MJ Morning Show here on Election Day, and you don't want to miss it, so stand by. is 9:29 at the MJ Morning Show, and the final chunk of the MJ Morning Show here on Election Day. This is it, folks. You got to vote today. If you didn't get early voting done under the proper time frame, this is it. Vote today. Election Day 2024, November 5th. Yes, Rox.
This is important because earlier Fessy referred to it as Erection Day, and I see something that I have to talk to you about. That
you have a mystery erection in your neighborhood?
Yeah, I have a mystery erection in my neighborhood on Election Day.
Yeah.
See, what the heck? I guess is that a cell tower? But I haven't even seen it. It just all of a sudden popped up.
It looks like in her neighborhood they.
Hang on a minute. This is who took this?
A huge.
Who took this photo?
Doug did. He's like, "What the heck is this? This just popped up."
Is it like a flagpole?
That didn't just pop up.
That's what I'm saying.
That didn't pop up overnight. They're building. That is a. It looks like it's a cell tower. They're building a large freestanding cell tower in your neighborhood.
You just erected it right over. I mean, I haven't seen that
in your backyard. I mean, can you
and this is the first time you've seen this erection.
Yeah, this is this is my first erection sighting of this particular tower.
That is a large erection right there.
It really is. How did we not notice that going up? It's like it's just popped up overnight.
Nothing.
That is not overnight. That is like the large galvanized, large diameter, metal freestanding like cell phone tower.
Yeah, no one told me this was coming.
Wow.
What's it planted in? Because if it's like a church, they might make a big cross out of it.
And you need to upgrade your iPhone, man. This is what generation is this?
I have no idea. I don't even know. I don't think they even
iPhone,
named him back then.
iPhone 6? What is this?
She still has the button in the middle.
I don't even use iPhone. I'm an Android guy, and I know this thing is freaking ancient.
It is.
And the screen looks like garbage. Come
yeah,
on.
I mean, I drop it all the time.
Don't you get like upgrade offers from your cell company?
Don't I work in radio and I don't have money to throw around on new cell phones? That's what it comes down to. Thank you. Okay.
All right. So Tom Brady.
I just got a new cell phone.
Oh, you did? Faster just got a new one? How'd you get a new
You
one?
finally got a new one?
Yeah. I got the Apple 16. Which is the latest one.
Look at when did you get that?
A couple days ago.
Oh, well, good for you, man. You had an iPhone 6, didn't you?
I think I had the one with the button in it. Yeah, whichever one that one
All
was.
Right, now, hold on a minute. You took a video of a smashed red box. You did not send that to me.
I did. I transferred it.
I did. I got no WeTransfer from you yesterday.
I sent it to you last night. Why didn't you call me? I would have resent it.
You did not. Well, let's figure it out today because we can talk about it tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been talking a lot about red boxes, how red box is out of business, and there are 24,000 red boxes all over the country. And like the thing is who's going to take these things? And a lot of them have like 500 or 600 movies inside. Anyway, there's a interesting red box story we'll tell tomorrow because I want to post the video on my social. Oh, speaking of social, before I get to the Tom Brady matter, I mentioned this first thing this morning about I was poisoned. I get out of my vehicle in the parking lot here at the office complex in St. Pete. I get out of the vehicle, and I had no idea. Right behind me, the mosquito truck is poisoning me. It like snuck up on me. I get out of the car, and hey, happy Tuesday, and here's the mosquito truck just dousing me.
I mean, that truck has a very distinct sound.
Can you bring up the video, would you please? So I took a video of this thing, and I posted this. Do you know how many views this thing has already?
1 million.
No, it's not.
How many?
It's not 1 million.
5,000?
No, it's
10,000?
It's like 6,300 already.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it is. 6,300 views on my mosquito truck that poisoned me this morning, and it's on my Instagram right now. It's Certified MJ Radio. Certified MJ Radio. Go ahead and click the audio. Hit it. Go.
Poison! My God! It's the mosquito truck! Oh my God, I'm getting poisoned! Poison! Poison!
All right, so, hey, it's on my Instagram. Take a look at that. And if you start noticing, like, I'm going a little haywire, or if you notice there's something wrong with me, it's the chemicals from the mosquito truck, clearly.
The acute effects.
Yeah. So go look at this video. It's only 10 seconds. It's a little Belle Biv DeVoe, right?
That's what I said earlier. Yeah.
Thank you, Andrew. Very nice accompaniment there. All right, so, yeah, check out my Instagram. There's a lot of stuff on there. Certified MJ Radio. Give my Instagram a follow, Certified MJ Radio, and see the mosquito truck poisoning me this morning. It's a pleasant, nice little, you get out of the car and it's right behind you and you're getting doused. All right. Tom Brady. Word has come out that Tom Brady will avoid punishment. Why was Tom Brady potentially going to be spanked by the NFL? You know what? That would get huge ratings. Watch Tom Brady get spanked. This is the NFL on Fox. Yeah, that would be huge, huh?
I mean, yeah, forget a roast. How about we paddle?
So here's the deal. Tom Brady apparently criticized the refs, and as an NFL owner, because Tom Brady owns a chunk of the Raiders, it's so weird to say Las Vegas Raiders. You know, it's still weird. It was weird for me to say the L.A. Raiders.
No.
You know, for me, they're always the Oakland Raiders, you know?
So he owns like a small percent,
yeah, do you know what the percentage is?
I thought it's like 5%.
That's not a small, that's a decent chunk.
Okay, well then he owns 5%.
But here's the weird thing. You got Tom Brady, you know, former Patriot, former Bucs quarterback for a couple of seasons, you know, brought us a Super Bowl. But if you're an NFL owner, you're prohibited from criticizing officials on the air while like being interviewed. But
they've got to make some kind of exception for Tom if he's going to be a commentator on one of their big major platforms.
Exactly. How can you be a color commentary guy and not potentially offer criticism for whatever, whether it's a player, whether it's another owner, whether it's a blown call from a ref? I mean, you have to do your job. You have to have the flexibility to commentate honestly, right?
You would think.
Yeah, so Tom Brady, partial stake in the Raiders, will not be punished for comments he made on the air during Sunday's Lions-Packers game, in which he seemed to criticize the decision to kick Lions defensive back Brian Branch. Yeah. Because of Brady's stake in the Raiders, there are certain things that he's not permitted to do, which includes criticizing teams or the officials while on the air.
They got to make an exception.
Absolutely, you have to make an exception.
You know, even last night, I'm watching the Manning cast as the Bucs did things that were wrong and right. I could hear the guy. You commentate and you mention the teams.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? I was just reading something about Skip Bayless and how he was really going hard on Brady and how he's not doing a good job. And he described him of the Daniel Boone of broadcasting and said basically, he just is Tom trying to be a nice guy, trying not to ruffle feathers, just stating Captain Obvious. He just kind of ripped him. But that critique, that will only get worse if Tom's told nope, you can't say anything bad about the officials. You can't say anything bad about the other. It's just
get off the fence.
Yeah.
You can't be all vanilla. You can't be all Switzerland and all neutral. I mean, you got to have an opinion and you got to speak your mind and not leave expected commentary on the table, or else what good are you? What are you chuckling at?
Skip Bayless called Tom Brady the Daniel Jones.
Oh, what did I say?
Not the Daniel Boone.
Daniel Jones.
Boone.
I'm sorry.
Wasn't he the Wild Frontier guy?
With a coonskin coonskin cap?
Daniel Jones is the quarterback for the New York Giants, who on his best day is just mediocre.
Called him Johnny Appleseed.
I mean, Daniel Jones came in with a lot of hype, and he's just average.
Tom Brady's like Johnny Appleseed.
He really is. Like if Johnny Appleseed and Daniel Boone had a baby, it'd be Tom Brady in the broadcast booth.
All right. What else do we? I'm gonna save this.
You know what? I'm so glad you cleared that up for me because that analogy made no sense to me.
I mean, he thinks he's Sam Houston, but he's not. He's not. Much more like Daniel Boone.
I see it now.
All right.
Okay.
All right. I'm trying to just prioritize and get what I need to get on. I have a pile of celebrity stuff. I guess, Tom Brady kind of kicked it off. Guess who is slamming mommy? And listen, this is an interesting argument. Do you remember the Rosie O'Donnell story that we had recently?
Something about one of her kids.
Yeah, one of her kids got in trouble.
Rosie O'Donnell's adopted daughter is like a druggie, apparently, and is in all kinds of trouble. And Rosie O'Donnell has abandoned the adopted daughter. We had a story a couple of, maybe a week or 2 weeks ago. Rosie O'Donnell has now been slammed again by her adopted daughter because Rosie O'Donnell is allegedly ignoring her adopted daughter, who has all kinds of problems, while she's advocating for the killer Menendez brothers to be released.
Rosie wants them out?
Yeah, Rosie's like campaigning. Rosie is like a major advocate to release Eric and Lyle Menendez, the mommy and daddy murderers. Yeah, so Rosie's being slammed by Chelsea O'Donnell, accusing Rosie of turning her back on her after she was arrested and taken into custody on new drug charges in Wisconsin recently. She said, "My mother is more interested in getting the Menendez brothers released from prison than getting me out." She told the Daily Mail in an exclusive interview from jail in Wisconsin. Jailhouse interview. Yeah, Rosie thinks that Chelsea is safer and better off in jail.
She might be right. I mean, if you have addiction issues, you don't need to be on the streets.
Yeah, Chelsea O'Donnell's 27, and apparently she's a mess. And she is currently being held at the Oconto, be careful how you say that, the Oconto County Jail in Wisconsin. She was arrested on drug charges.
You don't ever change the name?
What?
That county? Oconto?
Yeah.
Let's call it Henderson County or something.
Yeah, whatever.
But yeah, MJ, Rosie's right. I mean, I don't think Rosie doesn't love her kid, but he's trying to protect her, keep her.
So what do you think, like tough love or something?
How many times has Rosie it's only one side of a story. How many times has Rosie tried to offer her some kind of help and it wasn't taken?
Yeah, police report describing Rosie O'Donnell's daughter Chelsea's living conditions. She and her boyfriend Jacob were arrested back in September. Drug charges. Inside of the house was disgusting, according to a report from the sheriff's department. Throughout the house, I saw rotten food, dirty, moldy dishes, milk that stunk so bad it almost made me puke, dirty diapers, used female hygiene products, unclean underwear with feces and blood stains, and used razor blades on the floor. Those are the conditions in Rosie O'Donnell's adopted daughter's house. And then there's a small kid involved, and there was concern for the child's welfare. all kinds of stuff.
I mean, I'm looking at pictures of the house, and there's like tires stacked up in the front yard.
How about the fact that the sheriff's deputy, Logan Greats, in his narrative said, the milk stunk so bad it almost made me puke. That's in the... and then, listen, you've got the kid. The sheriff's deputy then went into the child's room that was off the kitchen. On a nightstand, I observed a blue box, and in that box, I observed several hypodermic needles. Some of the needles were used and had dried blood in them. Oh, my God. This is in the kid's bedroom? Deputy also said a bong with a pipe containing meth were found in the lower kitchen cabinet that a small child could have easily grabbed. Yeah, she said in the interview, I have a drug problem. I need to go rehab, but I never killed anyone like the Menendez brothers.
That's a legitimate point.
So she's saying, hey, Rosie, my mom is letting me rot over here while she's out trying to get the Menendez brothers shotgun their mom and dad's faces off. Jeez.
Are the Menendez guys going to get out?
It's leaning that way. Yeah, it's leaning that way. Sure as hell is. All right, so that's the issues with Rosie O'Donnell. Hey, Dave Grohl. The Foo Fighters lead guy, Dave Grohl, and he's got the whole...
Baby on the way.
Well, he's got the girlfriend or the little side fling that he impregnated.
Mm-hmm.
And then had to break the news to his wife. Oh, guess what? And to your kids, hey, you're gonna have a little baby sibling on the way. Yes, with my little flingity dingity dong.
That's the way it goes.
And didn't they cancel the Foo Fighters canceled their 2024 performance after this came out?
Well,
as I recall.
Yeah. Well, here's an update. I can't remember that, but if you say so. So Dave Grohl is no longer working with a divorce attorney. Yeah, Dave Grohl, apparently, the word is he knows he messed up, and he wants to try to do things without a divorce attorney. I mean, can they reconcile? Apparently, he wants to reconcile. But Dave Grohl has ditched, according to page 6, the divorce attorney that he retained before coming clean, that he had cheated on his wife and had this secret love child with a mystery woman. Yeah, he's no longer working with a divorce attorney, and instead he's hoping to work things out with his wife. Yeah, according to page 6, they got the story from People magazine, apparently.
All right. Good for them. Hope it works out.
He's trying to keep the marriage to Jordan Blum together, amid the fact that he impregnated another woman.
The baby was delivered in September.
Yeah.
Bouncing little baby. Good.
Yeah. Surprise.
Gosh, I'm looking at these photos of Dave Grohl, and it's just random, but basically every photo of him with his teenage daughters, they look like they want to stab him in the eyeballs. That's really...
Is that before or after?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
None of them are smiling in any photo with Dad.
They look really mad in every photo with Dad.
See if any of the photos are dated.
Look at this.
This was taken years before, and the girl's just deadpanning the camera.
Yeah. Before or after. Hey, prosecutors in the United Kingdom are considering charging Russell Brand with sex assault. That guy's a mess, isn't he? I mean, he was hot for a while. He's kind of cooled off, right? Was he was part of the Me Too scandal a little bit. Isn't that what cooled him off a bit?
Yeah, I can't remember what cooled him off, but I will have to tell you, I saw him in downtown Tampa one time just walking down the street. And then coincidentally, I forget the reason that he was in town, but then coincidentally, a friend of mine who's in AA said that she saw him at an AA meeting while he was in Tampa that week.
Oh,
so
really?
he's committed to...
Interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Detectives from London's Metropolitan Police have interviewed Brand, who's 49, 3 times over non-recent sexual offenses. Wow. So is that the Scotland Yard?
Yeah, maybe.
Our investigation continues, and a file has now been passed to the CPS. According to a detective superintendent, we have a team of dedicated officers providing specialist support to the women who have come forward. We are committed to investigating sexual offenses no matter how long ago they are alleged to have taken place. So these are older claims. Some British media outlets, they published, I guess, claims by 4 women of being sexually assaulted by Russell Brand between 2006 and 2013. Yeah, see, that's when he was really popular. That was his hot spot.
Yeah, it was. Was that when he was married to Katy
Perry?
Katy Perry,
in
that's
that
right.
season?
I think it was.
In that time, listen, lately I saw the guy come back maybe a couple years ago as like some political pundit. And he had some takes on those issues.
Pundit.
No,
it's not a pundit. It's not P-U-N-D-A-N-T. It's a pundit, D-I-T. P-U-N-D-I-T is a pundit, not a pundent.
Actually, I give 0 F's about it.
Thank you very much.
0.
And then before we get out of here, Garth Brooks, we mentioned this because there's an accusation against Garth Brooks. And I saw a follow-up that he's considering fleeing the United States. The heck, really?
Where's he going to go?
North Korea. They love Garth Brooks in North Korea.
A lot of friends in low places.
Big. Yeah.
In Pyongyang or whatever.
Yeah, Pyongyang.
Pyongyang.
Exactly. Yeah, so he's considering fleeing. I don't know where. And then Garth Brooks has submitted photos of the anonymous accuser as evidence after naming her. Yeah, photos submitted alongside a motion to dismiss Jane Roe's efforts to seal or redact Brooks's amended complaint, which identified her. And, of course, he's being accused of rape. I mean, the last name you'd expect. Listen, I don't know if it's true or false. Innocent until proven guilty, but if this really happened, then the woman absolutely has a right to, see her day in court. Yeah, Garth Brooks' legal team filed a motion opposing the efforts to sanction Brooks and have his amended complaint, which revealed his or her real name, sealed or redacted. So, I mean, this is just an ugly story. I don't know what the truth is.
No.
I mean, who knows? But, if you make an accusation and you've got evidence, then, you clearly deserve to be heard. So, yeah, I'm not a country fan, so I'm not I don't have a dog in the Garth Brooks fight, but I always thought he was pretty clean, kind of squeaky clean kind of guy.
I can't ever recall him being in trouble, but
yeah,
it'll play out.
We got to roll. 9:49 at the MJ Morning Show. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to have just an absolutely phenomenal day. Please vote. This is it. This is the last chance you have to vote here on this Tuesday, November 5th. Vote, vote, vote. And tomorrow's going to be an interesting day. We'll see what happens.
Yep.
All right, see you tomorrow. MJ Morning Show, Q105, 104.7 FM, and let's be careful out there. Nothing says welcome home like insanely clean carpets from Zero Res Carpet and Air.